Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT Takeover Deadline. We come to you live tonight from Indianapolis, Indiana, just 24 hours removed from the Royal Rumble Premium Live Event, as this is WWE 2K24 Universe Mode episode 249. Welcome to the show, folks. I'm Callum, otherwise known as the KO King. Welcome to KO Productions, and welcome to NXT Takeover Deadline. We have an awesome night of action, as always, with 5 championship matches and 2 gauntlet matches. 1 for the men, 1 for the women's, and #1 contendership outings for the NXT men's and women's championships, respectively. So let's waste no further time and get right into the action. Here we go, man. Let's get to work. And tonight we're kicking it off with the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line here tonight. It was last night on WWE Dark where we kicked off with action between Cedric Alexander of the Hurt Business, one half of the #1 contenders, alongside Wesley in his corner, taking on one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions of the Viking Raiders. Ivar. It was a hell of a contest. Ivar getting the win in the end. Will it be the same sight here tonight at Deadline with the Raiders walking out still the NXT Tag Team Champions? It remains to be seen, but regardless, going to be a hell of an opener here tonight at TakeOver Deadline. Lee and Alexander had an opportunity back at TakeOver Battleground earlier on in the series, losing to the inaugural NXT Tag Team Champions Imperium as they retained the gold on that night. Will they be able to win the gold this time with the Hurt Business on their second opportunity at the NXT Tag Team Championships against the champions, against the team who defeated and dethroned the inaugural champions Imperium for the NXT Tag Team titles? We find out tonight, we find out right now in your opening contest in Indianapolis, Indiana, episode 249 in Universe Mode Live at NXT Takeover Deadline. Here come the NXT Tag Team Champions then, folks. Coming off of great momentum after Ivar defeated Alexander this past week on Dark. It's Eric, it's Ivar, it's the Viking Raiders. With 6 successful defenses of the NXT Tag Gold, will tonight be their 7th defense of the titles? We will see, ladies and gentlemen, if these two men have defeated the likes of Imperium to win the gold and retain them as well. They've also defeated the D'Angelo family, A-Town Down Under, the Creed brothers, both those teams in some incredible triple threat action as well. They have also defeated JD McDonough and Damian Priest, as well as Fraxium. So in fact, they do have 7 successful defenses already at the NXT Tag Team titles. Will tonight mark their 8th? We find out right here, right now at Deadline. That's crowd ready for action. Is that right? There's what we're fighting for to open up this shoulder covered, beautiful and prestigious NXT Tag Team Championships. Let's head down to the ring now with the official ring introductions from Alicia Taylor.
Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 383 pounds, Wesley and Cedric Alexander, the Hurt Business, and their opponents at a combined weight of 552 pounds, the NXT Tag Team Champions, Eric and Ivar.
Thank you, Alicia Taylor. Incredible scenes, man. But I believe the Raiders just actually have 6 defenses of the gold. I don't believe they have defended against the D'Angelo family. I believe that was Imperium who defended against the D'Angelo family of Stax and Tony D. But there you see referee Adrian Butler of the NXT brand holding up the NXT Tag titles tonight. The Raiders currently have a 280-day reign. 280-day reign as NXT Tag Team Champions. Will they make it 281? Will they make it even more than that? We find out. Match up on the way to kick it off at TakeOver Deadline tonight. It's Wesley starting off with Eric, the two men that weren't a part of the singles match last night on WWE Dark. Going at it right here, right now. And Eric, oh, massive knee there. But one half of the champs, Eric, last night on the dock was all up in the face of Cedric Alexander, distracting him multiple times in a singles match against Ivar, which eventually allowed Ivar to get the win against Cedric Alexander. Will it be the same story or will it be different? A kick is off. Incredible way to start us off. Tag titles on the line. It was the opening match of Takeover Great American Bash, where Eric and Ivar were able to win the NXT Tag Team titles against Imperium, becoming the only second ever tag champs, while the Hurt Business become the third ever tag champions tonight. Massive elbow drop on Cedric, who's now the legal man, and now Eric turns his attention back to Wesley. And now look at Eric taking out Lee there. But look at Cedric here. Picks up Eric, mid-shadow co-driver and opening predicament for the NXT Tag Team titles, 1 count only. Kick out by Eric, the referee, Adrian Butler, right there to call the matchup, to call the count. Massive kick from Cedric, and a beautiful tornado DDT dropping Eric right at his massive shiny bald head. Big kick, Alexander went for a super kick, turned round by Eric. Massive kick to the midsection, massive knee to the jaw. Eric now, incredible striking ability. Irish Whip gonna send him into the corner. Tag made, in comes Ivar. Double team offense now from the Raiders here. Look at the strength. Oh boy, picks him up. Ivar springboard into a clothesline. Unreal double team offense. Cover on Cedric to pin him for a second night in a row to retain the goal kicker by Alexander. I'd imagine Alexander, even Ivar as well, might not be 100% from their physical battle last night on WWE Dark in East Garden City, New York, but they're here in Indianapolis, Indiana, live at Deadline, just one night removed in the same location, the same building, where the Royal Rumble PLE will take place. Alexander now, look at that beautiful tornado DDT by Cedric, taking out Ivar. Down goes Eric now. Cedric, look at a strike hard, straight for show no mercy. Massive clothesline, the big man isn't phased though. Much like last night, the big man won't fall down. Big kick, top, elbow on the leg, clothesline on the outside by Cedric Alexander as he waits. He waits, stalking his man, waiting for Ivar to get to his feet. Here goes Alexander, tope suicide on the outside by Cedric, taking out Ivar at ringside. My days. Incredible flying, fast pace from the tag team champion contenders. This is what they have to do if they want to win the tag gold tonight. Ivar to a vertical base. Alexander springboards in with a clothesline. Cover on Ivar for the tag team titles. Well, let's be it. So count. No, kick out by Ivar. And Alexander almost had him there. Now, where's he going here? Big forearm there, Irish Whip, sends him in the Wesley corner, tag made, in comes Lee, double team offense now from Alexander and Lee, double team backstabber! The same moves that their opponents used in the number 1 contenders tag match. Garza and Berto, they were unsuccessful against Lee and Alexander, which is why Lee and Alexander are here and not the other two men. As Wesley once again legal with Ivar, look at that, incredible all over the world there! On to Ivar, who's desperately in need of a tag. To his partner Eric, but Ivar gets to his feet. Oh, and just clobbering Wesley down the mat like a sack of potatoes. Big kick, look at Ivar go here. Backing up Wesley, runs around, shoulder breaker by one half of the tag team champions. In for the cover on Wesley. Well, let's do it here. 2 count, kick out by West. Championship matchup continuing, the kick is off. Also still to come tonight, 2 Deadline Gauntlet matches. 1 for the men, 1 for the women. The winner of those get men's and women's title shots for the respective divisions. This coming week on NXT is right now, it's Eric. Massive clothesline in the corner on Wesley. And now Eric, Irish Whip on Lee, in the corner now. Oh Jesus, what is this? Oh God, what shot. Oh Jesus, Eric, no. Eric, no. Oh God, superplex off the top on Wesley. Wesley in need of a tag. But now in for the cover, shoulders down on Lee. This may do it. Raiders to a tag, kick it again by West. Didn't see much of Wesley last night. Didn't really get involved much in the singles match on WWE Dirt, but it was a singles match. We abided by the rules, unlike Eric, and Eric now looking to pay for it. There's Wesley! Destroyer! Folds him like an accordion. Cover! Well, let's do it for the tag out. Eric just kicked out immediately and runs out leaving the freight train. Double knees to the chest now. Cover to retain the gold. No, there's Cedric breaking up the count. Frantic start at the deadline tonight. With the NXT tag titles on the line. Big elbow on the top of the head by Eric on Wesley. As this show really getting us started. We're so close to the road to WrestleMania now. As Eric now with the outside whip for the senton. Wesley able to get up and out of bounds. And now Wesley. Slingshot. Look at this incredible action. My God. Slingshot with a shooting star pressed by Wesley. And gonna send Eric at least close to the inside of the ring here. Can't really get him, though he does. Unreal, man. Wesley to a vertical base. Eric right there waiting in the wings. West now. Springboard drop kick. Down goes Eric. Tag in comes Alexander. So close to the road to WrestleMania. Tomorrow night is the Rumble here in the same arena in Indianapolis. Tonight, it's Takeover Deadline. With 5 huge championship matches, 2 gauntlet matches, 7 incredible matches on hand. Tonight is Eric taking it to Alexander in the Raiders corner, making a tag. In comes the man he lost to last night on Dark in a singles matchup, Ivar. Bronco Buster in the corner. We saw that last night too. We'll see it tonight. Ivar off the ropes. Massive splash on Alexander by one of the champions as this one continues. What a matchup tonight on Deadline. A kick is off. Ivar top rope. Doing so. That's how he beat Cedric last night. Will he do it again? Cover 1 count and West making the save at 1. Stomping on the back of Ivar. Saving the chances of the Hurt Business getting the titles tonight. But there's Ivar pissed off with Wesley. Going to send him to the outside and spins him crashing. Not even on the apron to the outside. On the mat on the outside. And Cedric dragging screw leg whip now by Alexander. Stomping away, massive kick. Cedric now picking up Ivar to a vertical base here. Kick to the midsection. Oh, we saw this last night too. We'll see it again. The incredible strength from Cedric. Brain buster to Ivar. Coming for the tag. Gold. Eric makes the save. Oh my. And Cedric not happy. Look at Cedric now. Gonna drop him. Drops Eric off the apron. Picks up Ivar. Look at the strength here. Incredible. Incredible Fisherman Buster coming for the tag team titles. 2 gonna earn the reign of the Raiders. Not yet. Not over yet. Ivar kicks out. We're gonna keep your foot on the gas pedal. Tag back in as Wesley to try and finish off Ivar or the Raiders. Massive moonsault. No, missing the standing moonsault. Ivar right there. Oh baby, this is not gonna be good. Irish whip into the corner. Oh, tag made and comes Eric of the Raiders. Viking experience. Oh God, it could be over now for Wesley in the Hurt Business. Eric now. Bam! Massive knee to the back of the head out of the Phil Nelson. Cover. Cedric makes that save before Adrian Butler can even get his hand on the mat to count. And then Wesley runs in. Incredible. Incredible kick by Wesley. Goes off the ropes. Eric to his feet. Another incredible running kick. Flipping heel kick to the top of the head of Eric. Wesley now. Handspring. Cardiac kick. Cardiac kick by West. With a cardiac kick and it's Ivar making the save. What a way to kick us off tonight in Indianapolis at Deadline. Wesley taking the fight down. Goes Ivar off the apron. Lee top rope. Eric and wobbly foundation now. Went for the double axe handle. Eric to his feet. Eric now. Shoulders down on Wesley. O'Connor will retain the gold for their 7th successful title defense to keep their 280-day reign going. But it's a kick out by Wesley. Eric not going to let him make the tag cover and stomp it away on West. West to his feet, running in again. With that massive flipping kick, both men down. Crucial part of the matchup here. On the outside of the ring, tag made. Alexander legal once more. Here goes Cedric, incredible shot. Down goes Eric. Wesley right there. The unlegal participant looking at Eric and going to send him back in the ring for his Hurt Business tag partner Alexander. There's Eric back in. Cedric though. Oh, Eric running in though. Massive forearm tag made. Here comes the man that beat Alexander last night in Dark Ivar. Cedric Nafes chop to Ivar. Ivar catching him. Ivar picks him up. Could be all over right here. Good night, Cedric with a shoulder breaker. Oh, the Hurt Business could be all out of it here with a tag team gold hanging in the balance. Tag made Eric back in. Raiders to retain now. Ivar picks him up. Here he goes. Fall out by the Raiders to retain. Cover on Cedric by Eric. Leg is hooked though. And there's Wesley breaking it up once again. Eric's pissed. Lee able to roll through. What action. Action personified tonight. There's a massive shot from Eric, takes down Wesley. Incredible zone out. Cedric back to his feet. Wait a minute. Inside cradle. This could be it. Cedric Alexander with a tag. There's for the Hurt Business. Kick out by Eric. That was incredibly close. With a small package inside cradle there. And now Cedric Alexander right there. Massive shots. Look at these opportunities from Alexander here. And a massive tornado DDT from middle rope. Down goes Ivar now. Cedric Alexander picks up Eric knife edge. Big massive shots. Another massive shot. And now springboards again with another tornado DDT. Cedric again. Kick. Caught him. Up. Brain. Buster to Eric. For the tag team titles. Oh, but Ivar getting to his feet on the outside. Cedric going to make sure he's neutralised. But you got to keep your eye on the legal participant, Cedric. Because you wouldn't do that last night. You wouldn't keep your eye on your opponent, Ivar. You went for Eric and that cost you in the end. Cedric top rope, massive clothesline. Eric still dazed. Cedric Alexander now picking up Eric. Irish whip sends him into the Hurt Business corner. Well, we have new tag team champions tonight. Well, the 280-day reign comes to an end from the Raiders. Ivar knocked off the apron. Lee tagged in for the goal. Double team offense. Double team flipping blockbuster by Wesley. Lee's legal. Cover for the NXT tag titles. Adrian Butler in possession. Scoring 2. We have new NXT tag team champions at Deadline. The Raiders have been toppled tonight in Indianapolis. What a win for the Hurt Business, who are your new NXT Tag Team Champions. The same move that got on the contendership. It's the same move that got on the Tag Team Gold. The assisted flipping blockbusters by the Hurt Business gives a massive blockbuster end to the Reign of the War / Viking Raiders, which allows the Hurt Business to claim gold for the first time here in this Universe Mode series. It took them 249 episodes to do so, but they got there in the end. They are your new NXT Tag Team Champions here live at Deadline. Congratulations to Lee and Alexander. What a great way to kick us off. But speaking of great ways, what a great way to end the show later on tonight with the NXT title on the line. Carmelo Hayes defending against the #1 contender, the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov. That's later tonight, folks, but coming up next, 5 Superstar Women Gauntlet Deadline matchup. The winner gets an NXT Women's title opportunity in the next edition of NXT this coming week. It's Raquel Rodriguez, it's Tiffany Stratton, it's Zoe Stark, it's Roxanne Perez, and it's Chelsea Green. And it's next.
When one superstar is eliminated, a new superstar enters. Elimination can occur by pinfall, submission, or disqualification. The match continues until one superstar remains, and that superstar will be declared the winner.
Well, how the hell are you going to follow that tag team title match? We already have a new champions crowned already at Deadline, but it's time to find out who will be the next #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. As here comes the first entrant in the gauntlet, the unlucky #1, the prodigy, Roxanne Perez. Perez defeating Alba Fire a number of weeks ago on WWE Dark to earn this opportunity to be a part of the first ever Deadline Gauntlet match. The winner gets the winner of Rhea Ripley and Lyra Valkyria later on tonight for the NXT title on the next edition of NXT this coming week, folks. Gonna be awesome. Roxanne Perez lost her opportunity at the NXT Women's title in recent memory against Rhea Ripley not too long ago on an episode of NXT. Can't you get another shot? Maybe at Ripley or maybe at Lyra Valkyria, depending on who wins that match later on tonight at Deadline, and an Evolution rematch for the NXT Women's title, which is still to come later on in Indianapolis, Indiana. But starting off this contest against Roxanne Perez, it's the massive, strong powerhouse known as Raquel Rodriguez. It's gonna be a fun way to kick us off with these two. Rodriguez, not only did she lose to Lyra Valkyria in a women's #1 contendership matchup before Evolution to face Rhea Ripley at Evolution for the NXT Women's title, but she also was able to defeat Cora Jade before that, already granted herself an opportunity in this gauntlet match if she wasn't going to Deadline to challenge, if she wasn't going to Evolution to challenge for the NXT Women's Championship. If she was going to Evolution and win that thing against Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's title, it'd be Lyra Valkyria in this Deadline gauntlet match, but instead is Raquel Rodriguez, and she starts off with Roxanne Perez, the first two in the gauntlet. Here we go. John Cone assigned the roof for this one. He's assigned it. He has ring the bell. Matchup is underway. First ever women's Deadline gauntlet underway. Of course, the winner of this goes on to face whoever comes out next, the same way with the winner of that one, and finally the winner of that one. 5 women compete in this one. We've also got a 5-man one. The winner takes on either Carmelo Hayes or Ilya Dragunov in the next episode of NXT for the NXT title. Whoever walks out NXT champion, your main event tonight, will face the winner of the men's gauntlet. Whoever walks out NXT women's champ tonight will face the winner of the women's gauntlet. Right here, folks. So here we go. It's Raquel Rodriguez using her size, using her power against Roxanne Perez to kick us off. Just throwing around Roxanne with authority, massive shots. It's similar to the women's rumble, which is going down tomorrow night as well as the men's rumble. But of course, you don't pin, you don't submit, you don't wait until someone's been eliminated to come out. You come out when the interval is over. Look at Roxanne rather, went for a springboard out of the corner, but Raquel way out of bounds, and Raquel, look at this, oh, we're going to make her pay now, elbow drop. Using her strength to her advantage. Roxanne's going to have to use her agility here, and that's exactly what she's going to try and do. Luthez press now, down goes Rodriguez to the mat. Well, he may have busted her open in the process. May see colour already here on Dark. Is Roxanne now going to Irish whip Raquel out of the corner, hitting hard now. My lord. Big shot there, and look at that. It's from Roxanne Perez. Got it that time. Springboard crossbody, immediate kick out by Raquel. Raquel not having any of it. And if you're either of these two superstars, you want to get past your opponent pretty quickly to go on and face the next one. You don't want to be tied up with one person for too long, because that may spell error, and it may eventually spell defeat. As Raquel went off the top, missing with a double axe handle from the middle rope. Raquel in trouble now from Roxanne. Shoulders down. Perez to advance in the gauntlet, kick out by Rodriguez. These two women have earned their way into this matchup. It's Zoe Stark and Chelsea Green who have just randomly been shoehorned into this matchup. Neither have earned the opportunity, but both got to be a part of it. Even though they haven't earned it, they've certainly showed out this series, so they have earned it throughout the series. But wait a minute, Roxanne Perez looking to earn her stripes and earn her flowers. Massive tope crossbody to the outside, taking out Rodriguez and sends her back into the squared circle here at Deadline. Roxanne now getting this crowd hyped up, but there's Raquel not having any of it and just throwing a massive right hand. But there's Rodriguez, massive forearm, top rope. Raquel springs up there, massive double knees. Meteor by Roxanne rolls through now in the cover. Legs hook, shoulders down, advance in the gauntlet. 2 count kick out by Raquel Rodriguez. And oh, look at that flipping neck breaker here at Deadline. Your second match of the evening, episode 249 of this Universe Mode series here live at Deadline, folks. That's a dragon screw leg whip there by Raquel. Roxanne fighting back, knife edge, massive forearm, knife edge again, another massive forearm block. Raquel Rodriguez picks her up. Rodriguez, now I've seen this before. Roxanne could be all out of it here. Massive maneuver. Cover to put Roxanne away in advance, and a kick out by Perez. Raquel, the inaugural winner of the first ever Women's Gold Rush Tournament. As she covers Roxanne and got a kick out there. Close call off the splash off the top by Raquel. But that's right. Winner of the first ever Women's Gold Rush Tournament. Who's the woman she beat in the final? The current NXT Women's Champion, Lyra Valkyria. Who's the woman she lost to in the NXT Women's title matchup? Lyra's opponent, and the woman Lyra beat at Evolution, Rhea Bloody Ripley, who looks to become a two-time women's champ later on. But right now it's Roxanne with Pop Rocks on Raquel to advance the gauntlet. Raquel kicks out. Massive win there. It would have been for Roxanne, but a massive kick out nonetheless for Raquel Rodriguez. Top rope moonsault by Roxanne. Cover Perez now for the win to advance in the gauntlet to face the third entrant, and a kick out. We don't know the order of participants. We know Zoe Stark, Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green will be the other three participants in this contest. We don't know the order of them though. But right now, the order might say their opponent be Raquel Rodriguez. Massive powerbomb on Roxanne. Scoring to John Cole perfectly counts it. But a perfectly timed kick out from Roxanne Perez. Very much going to anger the large Raquel Rodriguez. Of course, last week on Dark, where Roxanne earned the opportunity by defeating Alba Fire on Dark. An incredible matchup as a DDT connects by Roxanne Perez. And a massive out of the corner now by Perez. This contest continues. Perez now. Look at the offense here. Ducks the line, and now a massive clothesline of her own by Roxanne. And the corner on double knees by Perez. On Raquel. Picks her up the vertical base. Though Raquel going to counter face first in the corner. And a massive forearm now by Raquel Rodriguez out of the corner of her own right now. And a look at that metal roll. Massive splash. Back first in that section. Cover. Oh, kick out again by Perez. These two may go on all night. And it's not what either woman want. I mean, the other three women got to be in the back either loving this or just waiting for their moment to come out. They randomly drew their entry orders in this matchup, much like a lot of women do in the Royal Rumble matchup, which will be going down tomorrow night. Of course, the men's Rumble as well. The WWE title on the line, World title on the line, Women's World title, WWE Tag Team titles, US title. All that, so much more at the Rumble tomorrow night. But all this and so much more tonight at Takeover Deadline. Perez, massive forearm on Raquel. Big kick caught by Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel grabbing Perez. Tejana, bomb connecting. Good night, Roxanne. Raquel advancing the gauntlet. Shoulders down. Beautiful pinning predicament. And Roxanne's been eliminated. Raquel Rodriguez advances. Who's going to be next for Raquel here? Roxanne is out. She's not getting the title opportunity this coming week on NXT. And coming out to face Raquel next, it's Zoe Stark. This will be interesting. Zoe Stark with a great opportunity. Raquel waiting in the wings. Ready for Zoe. Running to the ring with a vengeance, with authority. Zoe Stark and Raquel Rodriguez now is official here on Deadline. Massive moonsault covered by Stark. Only a 1 count after all she's been through with Roxanne Perez already. Unreal scenes. Zoe Stark trying to stomp away on her big elbow to the midsection by Raquel Rodriguez. Rodriguez running against Teo on Zoe Stark now. And now Zoe to her feet. She did not qualify or earn her way into this matchup. But she's had great performances on NXT and on episodes of Dark. So she has metaphorically earned her way to the matchup by just putting on great performance after great performance. But great performances doesn't mean victories. And Raquel looking to get one right now. Massive clothesline in the corner. And now one on the back of the head. That's all we thought. We saw that to Cora Jade. We saw that to Lyra Valkyria. We'll see it to Zoe Stark. Will it be the win here? Will Raquel advance? 2 count kick out by Zoe. Interesting how Zoe comes in. Hits a standing moonsault. Raquel kicks out at 1. When Raquel fights back, hits a close on the back of the head. It takes a 2 count for Zoe to kick out. Zoe Stark, the fresh woman in this matchup, still taking her sweet ass time to kick out. And giving Raquel Rodriguez that little momentary minute to regroup. And now Raquel fighting back against Zoe Stark. Raquel picking Stark up now. We saw this to Roxanne. We'll see it as Zoe. Down goes Stark. This could be it already for Zoe. Scoring 2. Beautiful pinning predicament. Kick out by Stark. And it's Zoe trying to roll out of harm's way. Zoe now getting to her feet. Big kick caught by Rodriguez. Zoe Stark, massive kicks. Massive shots. Zoe off the rope. Bam! Big sliding knee strike by Stark to advance in the gauntlet to eliminate Rodriguez, who kicks out immediately. John Corn right there. Zoe in disbelief. Zoe picks her up. No, Z360. Cover. Zoe Stark to advance. 2 down on Rodriguez and a kick out. Oh, and Zoe Stark is pissed off. Stark can't believe her eyes. Moonsault moving out the way. It's Raquel Rodriguez, and Rodriguez now fighting back. Massive shots from Raquel. Ducks the clothesline off the ropes. Massive flying clothesline by Rodriguez now. And a forearm by Raquel. May make quick work of Zoe Stark in this one. We saw that earlier. Corkscrew sent on out the corner. 2 count on Stark and a near fall. Zoe stayed in it. Raquel able to survive against Roxanne Perez. So far able to do well against Zoe Stark. Zoe big kick out of the corner. Zoe Stark got Raquel all tied up in a whole sort of trouble. What is this here? Zoe Stark. Avalanche belly back suplex on Raquel Rodriguez. As the crowd live in Indianapolis tonight chanting this is awesome indeed. It is Zoe clothesline. Another clothesline by Stark. And a leg lariat now. Can Zoe Stark put away Raquel? Advancing the gauntlet and get one step closer to a title shot this week on NXT. Frog splash by Stark. Cover now for the win on Rodriguez. 2 count kicked out by Raquel once more. How the hell's Raquel fading out of all this? And now it's Zoe Stark. Measuring her woman, measuring her opponent. Waistlock, no, from behind. Raquel counters. Raquel, massive shot. Zoe in trouble. Massive powerbomb by Rodriguez. Cover, that's maybe it. Scoring 2. Raquel advances again. Zoe now eliminated. Raquel is beating 2 out of her 4 potential opponents. And now coming out next. Who is that? They both wear similar outfits. Is that Chelsea? Is that Tiffany? So it's either one of those two. Running to the ring here, and I believe that's Chelsea Green. Yes, it is. Chelsea Green now. Massive punk kick. It's Green, and it's Raquel as Zoe Stark getting sent packing her back. Knife edge chopped now by Rodriguez. Oh my god. Raquel. Chelsea's just in. Tejada bomb to make quick work of Chelsea Green. Shoulders down. Scoring 2. Now kicking by Chelsea. Just when you thought she made quick work of Zoe Stark, she was looking to make even quicker work of Chelsea Green. But Green now, shoulders down, almost had her. Beautiful pinning predicament, not beautiful if your name is Raquel Rodriguez, and almost had the win. Super kick avoided by Green. Onto the round, Chelsea. Oh, massive forearm by Green. Another big forearm attack once again as she's doing her thing. Down goes Raquel Rodriguez. Massive knee strike by Chelsea. Chelsea now heading to the top rope. Oh, Raquel on the outside of the ring doesn't want to be there. Chelsea looking to fly here. Raquel must be absolutely exhausted and spent. She's already had 2 hard-fought matches against 2 great women's wrestlers, and Chelsea Green now looking to steal it under the rug of Raquel Rodriguez, the winner of the first ever Gold Rush Women's Tournament. May just succumb to a loss here from Green. Top rope splash, 2 count, kick out again. Holy hell, man. Raquel Rodriguez firing back in all cylinders now running STO now. Big stop, no cut, Chelsea, oh my god, Chelsea Green, wait a minute. Wait just one moment. Destroyer by Chelsea Green. Folding Raquel like an accordion. Cover. Surely this has to be it. Chelsea Green now to go on to face Tiffany Stratton in the final round of the gauntlet. No, and a kick out again by Raquel. And yes, folks, we know Tiffany Stratton going to be the final and 5th participant to enter this gauntlet matchup tonight. With the winner of Tiffany and the winner of this battles the winner of Ripley and Lyra, which is coming up later on tonight on NXT this coming week. And Prettier by Green to advance to count again. Raquel powers out. How much time's Raquel gonna kick out? We've mentioned her tenacity, her resiliency for one of the first ever women's Gold Rush tournament. We're having a great match with Lyra Valkyria in that finals. Who is our current NXT Women's Champion? She's won a match against Lyra. She's lost a match against Lyra. She wants to get a third match against Lyra. She wants to get a second match against Rhea where she lost the first time around. She is determined to get the win here against Chelsea Green. She's already came so far. Beating Zoe Stark. Beating Roxanne Perez. Can she do it against Chelsea? Chelsea again though. Shoulders down trying to steal it. Chelsea Green determined to beat Raquel. Another near fall. Raquel not having it. Big kick, no, big elbow by Rodriguez. Kick again by Rodriguez. She's just kicking away at Chelsea Green. Right to the midsection multiple times, and now the same way she put away Stark. Powerbomb on Chelsea. Will this do it? Scores 2. Raquel does it again. And just like that, it comes down to 2. It's Raquel Rodriguez versus that woman. What time's in, folks? Well, Indianapolis, Indiana knows what time it is. It's Tiffy time. She is absolutely not taking her time. Run to the ring and knows that Raquel Rodriguez is vulnerable, beating 3 other opponents. Zoe and Chelsea in a short matter of time as well. But now it's Tiffany Stratton, the fresher opponent. Tiffany and Raquel one-on-one tonight now. The final match in the women's gauntlet. Winner of this, of course, battling on the NXT women's title match later on tonight on NXT this coming week. Tiffany gets planted, kicked out immediately though by Stratton. Oh, and Raquel, big stop, no moving in the way. And now Tiffany after the arm now. And now Stratton, massive drop kick. Raquel came all this way, beating 3 opponents. Will she fall the final hurdle of Tiffany Stratton, who's the 5th and final competitor in this women's gauntlet? She's very well got the luck of the draw tonight as Tiffany Stratton. And now Tiffany picks up Raquel Rodriguez, the number 1 contendership on the line for the NXT Women's title. Who's going to get it? Tiffy, top rope, superplex by Stratton on Rodriguez. Really hurting her back in the process. Rodriguez is putting in one hell of a shift tonight. But it may be all over courtesy of Tiffany Stratton. Kiss it bye-bye. Here comes Tiffy. Tope cross body by Stratton now. Right here in front of us at ringside. In Indianapolis, Indiana. What a hell of a women's gauntlet. We've still got a men's one to come up later on. That may be even more crazy than this one. Because all 5 of those men were able to qualify. There's only 3 women here have qualified. Roxanne being 1, Raquel being 1, Tiffany being 1. Tiffany able to defeat Candice LeRae a number of weeks ago on Dark to get the opportunity in this match, but could smother it right here. Tehana bomb by Raquel. Raquel to go all the way. No! Can Raquel do it, man? Not yet anyway. Tiffany kicks out of the Tehana bomb. She badly, desperately wants to go wire to wire in this women's gauntlet matchup. But Tiffany fighting back tonight at Deadline. Stratton now picking up Raquel. Fireman's carry and rolls through now. Stratton got Raquel in trouble. And there's the prettiest moonsault ever by Tiffany. Come on. 2. No, Raquel again. She's kicked out of everything. Tiffany can't believe it. A clothesline down goes the referee, John Cone. Unfortunate for John Cone to be assigned the duty for this matchup because Tiffany just took him out of frustration. But Raquel kicked out of the prettiest moonsault ever. She's kicked out of pretty much everything, has Raquel, from every one of her opponents tonight. But will she kick out of that? Steel chair by Stratton here at ringside. But Raquel Rodriguez, oh my! Massive big boot and a Raquel with a chair. Raquel with a chair over the head of Tiffany. Massive shots with a steel chair by Rodriguez to a prone Stratton at ringside. John Cone getting to his feet. If Raquel uses that chair, she'll be disqualified as John Cone sees it. Sent back in the ring now is Tiffany Stratton. Can Raquel Rodriguez do the absolute unthinkable? You hit her with a chair. She may have isolated Tiffany for the time being. Forearm in the corner. Middle rope. Corkscrew senton by Raquel. Can Raquel go wire to wire to be the number one contender for the NXT Women's title? What a hell of a performance. Stratton in trouble. Second time goes Tiffany. Up and down she goes. Hannah Bomb. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Raquel does it. Unreal, man. Raquel Rodriguez from the number 2 position, starting the Women's Deadline Gauntlet, defeats not just Roxanne Perez, not just Zoe Stark, not just Chelsea Green, and not just Tiffany Stratton, but all 4 of them to become the women's number 1 contender for the NXT Women's title. And she will face the winner of the NXT Women's title matchup later on tonight between Lyra Valkyria and Rhea Ripley on the next edition of NXT this coming week. What a matchup and what a performance from Raquel Rodriguez. Not only the first ever winner of the inaugural Women's Gold Rush tournament, but the first ever winner of the inaugural Women's Deadline Gauntlet. What a win and what a match. But speaking of what matches, coming up later on, the NXT Cruiserweight title on the line is Santos Escobar going to make his 6th defense of the gold as a defense against former North American champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio. But speaking of the North American title, Matt Riddle, the former champion, using his rematch clause here tonight, looking to regain his title as he takes on the man that beat him for it last week on NXT Live in Paris, France, Austin Theory. It's next live at Takeover Deadline.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT North American Championship.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a good one. It was a good one live in Paris last week on NXT with an incredible result and an incredible upset as Austin Theory able to become the brand new NXT North American Champion. But this man here tonight looking to become the first ever 2-time NXT North American Champion live at TakeOver Deadline. He won the gold at TakeOver Vengeance Day against Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Lost it last week in Paris. And I believe he had a 70 or something like that day reign as champion. Maybe 60 something. I believe it was 62 in fact. But let's see if he can get a second time going as North American champion against Austin Theory, who is able to finally win the big one. He's had multiple opportunities at the North American Gold, has Theory, against the likes of Cesaro and LA Knight, 2 former champions. But he was able to finally win the gold, beating Riddle a couple of weeks ago, last week on NXT. Can he make his first successful defense of the gold against Riddle, or will his first defense be fumbled with the original bro winning back the gold here live at TakeOver Deadline? What a night it's been so far. We've already seen a new champion, or new champions rather, crowned in the form of 2 men, Wesley and Cedric Alexander, becoming the brand new NXT Tag Team Champions by defeating the Viking Raiders, ending their 280-day reign as the NXT Tag Team Champions. And then, of course, we just saw Raquel Rodriguez with an incredible performance go wire to wire and defeat Tiffany Stratton, Roxanne Perez, Zoe Stark, and Chelsea Green. All 4 of them in the Women's Deadline Gauntlet, where she started at entrant number 2 alongside Perez. She is now going to be the number 1 contender, and either will face Lyra Valkyria for the 3rd time, having a rubber match with Lyra for the gold on this week's NXT, or facing the now 2-time, or maybe soon to be 2-time NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley in their 2nd encounter for the NXT Women's title. Remains to be seen that championship contest coming up later on tonight. Lyra, Rhea 2 for the gold. Lyra, of course, winning in that Evolution, the first ever all-women's PLA in the opening contest against Ripley. We'll see the rematch later on this evening, but right now we've got a rematch of other proportions on deck as this man Austin Theory, the NXT North American Champion now, after beating Riddle in Paris, France, he is going to be defending it right here, right now in Indianapolis, Indiana at NXT TakeOver Deadline. Will Riddle become a 2-time North American Champion, or will Theory retain it here tonight in his first defense of the gold? The crowd ready as that right there is what they're fighting for. The beautiful, prestigious and coveted NXT North American Championship. Let's head down to the ring now with the official ring introductions from Alicia Taylor.
The challenger from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 218 pounds, Matt. And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the NXT North American Champion, Austin Theory.
Thank you, Alicia. There you see Austin Theory with the North American title. The crowd very well not happy with Theory being the champion, but nonetheless handing the championship over to the official in question tonight, Adrian Butler, who is the referee for the opening contest where we saw new champions crowned. Will he crown a new champion with this 3 count tonight, with Riddle perhaps winning back his North American title he lost 1 week ago? One and a bit weeks ago. Austin Theory, long story short, might have the shortest reign of this Universe Mode Series history if losing to Riddle tonight. And Riddle may be the first ever 2-time North American champion. Here we go, Riddle and Theory one-on-one for the golden rematch from Paris. Cover now from Riddle off the bridging fisherman suplex kick out by Theory, but a big running senton by the challenger and the former champion, the original Bro Riddle. And look at Riddle now! Springboard drop kick on Theory and a massive knee now. And another knee barrage by the original Bro. And gonna do it one more time as Riddle. Unreal scene from Riddle here. Nice kick in the corner now from Matt Riddle. Picking up Austin Theory. What's he got in mind here? Oh, Jesus. Matt Riddle from the top. Unbelievable top. My God. Beautiful. Belly to belly overhead from the middle rope. Crowd chanting, this is awesome indeed. It is a kick out. This night has been awesome. 2 incredible matches thus far. This is your 3rd of the evening out of 7. Second championship match of the evening out of 5. It's Austin Theory taking Matt Riddle down. A beautiful float over DDT on the original Bro. Now it's Austin Theory picking up Matt Riddle. Beautiful curtain call there. Final straw cover. This may be the final straw, Riddle. And a kick out there by Austin Theory. We know that Raquel Rodriguez is going to get an NXT Women's title opportunity this coming week on NXT. The winner of the men's gauntlet going to get an NXT title opportunity against the winner of our championship main event tonight between Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. Can't wait for that one. It was this past week on NXT where both those superstars able to get some big wins and some warm-up matches where their opponent tonight would pick their opponent for that night. This past week on NXT. Big spear there from Riddle will win back the goal. 2 count kick out by Theory. Carmelo Hayes, of course, picking Trick Williams, his best friend, to go against Ilya Dragunov in the opening contest of that event. Ilya getting the win on that one. And Ilya picking Cesaro, former NXT North American champion, a man who beat Cesaro, and a man who beat Theory rather, in the defence of that title back when he was champion, and the man who actually defeated Ilya Dragunov in the very first main event in NXT history here in this series, in the very first episode of NXT. Speaking of the very first episode of NXT, you want to know what the opening matchup, the first ever NXT matchup of this series was? That's right, it was Matt Riddle versus Austin Theory in the first round to crown the inaugural NXT champion. Riddle was able to defeat Theory on that night. Since then, they have had 2 other matches, Theory winning both of them. Can Riddle make it 2-2 and become a 2-time NXT North American champion with a much needed win here tonight in Indianapolis, Indiana? He's certainly taking the fight to Austin Theory here in this one. As Riddle rolled up, Theory able to get the win in the very first episode of NXT where he moved on to the second round of the NXT title tournament with a losing effort in that one, however, to none other than Damian Priest, who will be a part of the NXT men's gauntlet matchup later on tonight. One half of the Judgment Day alongside JD McDonough. I mean, 1/3 because Dirty Dom was also in it. He'll challenge for the Cruiserweight title later on as well against Santos Escobar after earning the opportunity by beating Axiom this past week on NXT. But a massive springboard forearm by Riddle for the win and to regain his North American title kick out by Theory. It's been mostly Riddle here in this matchup, however. Live on NXT Deadline. for the NXT North American title tonight at Takeover. But Theory now, they'll try and get back into this one. Massive close on the corner. And he's going to make me eat my words there, because there's a flipping blockbuster by A-Town. Covered by Theory to retain his title kick out by the original Bro now. Incredible manoeuvre there by Austin Theory. Now trying to slow down the pace here. Ground and pound on the former champion Matt Riddle. But there's another spear by Riddle. How many spears are you going to hit in this one? The ribs of Austin Theory may be in danger here. And they may be really hurt as Austin Theory. Matt Riddle heading up to the tippy top rope, looking to put Theory down. Floating blow by the former champ to win back his title. Here goes Riddle now. Leg is hooked, shoulders down. Scoring 2 on Theory, and a kick out by A-Town. Well, Riddle was champion. He was able to score 3 successful defences of that very well North American Championship. Defeating Dirty Dom, the man he beat to win the gold. Then defeating Austin Theory's tag team partner and good friend Grayson Waller as Theory kicks out there of that Fisherman Brainbuster, and finally defeating the Iron King, the Scottish Savage of Gallus, Joe Coffey. But he couldn't get past Austin Theory in his 4th defence. 3 successful defences from Riddle, wasn't on his 4th, as Austin Theory won the gold on that night and could retain it right here with A-Town down. The movie used to win the title in the first place will retain it to a deadline. 2 count, kick out by Riddle. Unreal, man. Wowee. Almost had a massive stop, moving it away. Big smack, no, not having it. Massive forearm, massive smack. Once again with a smack. Knife edge, no caught by Riddle. Massive smack to the face. Riddle picks him up to become a 2-time North American champ. Floating bro by Riddle. Here's the cover. Leg is hooked, shoulders down. Scoring 2. No! Kick out. A kick out by Austin Theory there. Oh, look at that. Matt Riddle runs in with a senton on Theory. He's trying to drag himself out of the corner. Gonna fight through the pain here. Look at this shot from Austin Theory, however. And Theory now inside cradle retain to steal it now. Austin Theory to steal it. To retain the goal. No! Having a small package. Only enough for a 2. Adrian Butler perfectly counting that. But Riddle runs back in. Riddle now. Pinning predicament of his own. Jackknife pin on Theory. 2 gonna win the goal. Back kicker by Austin Theory again now. What a matchup tonight. I mean, these two had incredible chemistry the moment they first touched in the very first episode of NXT here in this series. And indeed they do all these months and a year and a bit later as they fight it out for the North American title tonight at Takeover Deadline. Theory drops Riddle with a knee right in the top of his head, covering a kick out again by the original Bro as this title contest rolls on. Backlash tonight at Deadline. Austin Theory getting pissed off and absolutely knocked down the referee. But Matt Riddle with A-Town down. Theory's on move. But Adrian Butler knocked down 1. Would have been 2, 3, 4, 5. And a kick out. He would have beat him though. Matt Riddle with Austin Theory's own finishing manoeuvre there. With the referee down. Would have won back the North American title. It's a wise strategy by Austin Theory. Riddle covers again. 1, 2, still down 3, 4 again, 5, and another kick out. And now conveniently, ironically, Adrian Butler, a referee, back to a vertical base, back to his feet. Riddle smacking Theory, not happy. Theory now smacking Riddle, smack again, another smack, no, Riddle smacks. And now back and forth action, this is what we want here. We're going to have slugfest on deck tonight. That Takeover Deadline for the first time in Indianapolis this evening. Matt Riddle, knife edge chop, Theory with one of his own. Back and forth action, trading blows, trading shots of both of these superstars. With the NXT North American title hanging in the balance. Here tonight live at NXT Takeover Deadline. Theory knife edge, no block, Riddle knife edge of his own. Who's going to get the upper hand? Who's going to take back the North American title? Who's going to take it home to either Atlanta or Vegas? Whoever wins it. Look at this massive hockey fight. This is what Indianapolis, Indiana want to see. Theory in control. Smacked in the face. Massive forearm on Riddle. Riddle blocks. Riddle fighting with Theory. And now Theory fighting right back. As is Riddle. Here they go again. This is unreal. Not slowing down. Oh, these two superstars keep fading it out. They fade by Theory, they fade by Riddle. Unbelievable offense tonight. What an incredible battle between these two superstars. They fade no. Riddle, they fade again. Theory, back shot. Bang again. Riddle connects, knife edge. Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat calling the action tonight. Who's gonna get the massive win? Austin Theory, Matt Riddle again. Pokey fight between these two men. Riddle gets the upper hand. Massive shots. Picks him up now. Throw to sleep. German suplex. Go for the cover now to win back the title. For the NXT North American title, 2-time champ. Riddle covers, kick out again by Theory. Matt Riddle's in disbelief. He can't believe his size. How is it not over? How can't he put him away? Arabian Press moonsault may do the trick. And Austin Theory rolls to the outside. Riddle's pissed off. But look at this. Slingshot corkscrew splash to the outside. Take it out, Austin Theory. Riddle could be on the verge of winning back his North American title and becoming a 2-time champ. Top rope now goes the original bro. Challenger flies. Massive knee to the jaw. Austin Theory, with Theory up to his feet, went for a clothesline. Riddle right there, bang, big forearm, big kick rolls to his Theory. Theory, flown over, DDT by the champion. My God. Crucial part of the matchup, both men down as Riddle into the corner. Austin Theory showing off his guns, and he's back in control on this one. Theory runs in, massive clothesline, second title match now, rolls through, into the blockbuster. Can Austin Theory retain here? He's not done with Riddle yet. Picks him up, kick to the midsection. Theory attacks ya. That's gotta do it. Theory to retain. Cover. 2. Oh my God. Matt Riddle kicks out again. And out Riddle. Inside cradle. Small package to win back the gold. Forward counts at 2. No. It's Theory again. Theory again kicks out of it. What on earth is it going to take tonight? Oh! Riddle went for something. Theory able to get the knee up. Nice blow. Austin Theory now. A-Town down. A-Town down to retain. That's got to do it. Second of the match. Coming to retain. 2. Theory does it. What a match. Tonight at Deadline. Austin Theory somehow able to retain against a very game Matt Riddle tonight at Deadline. Fantastic battle this evening though. What a win for Austin Theory at Deadline, man. So close to the road to WrestleMania. Austin Theory still on the NXT brand as a champion. Matt Riddle, former champ. Incredible fight. But he'll be trying to redeem himself for NXT this coming week, as I can announce Matt Riddle will be in action this coming week on NXT. Will he be 100% after that fight? Who knows? But nonetheless, Austin Theory able to somehow walk out still your NXT North American champion tonight in Indianapolis, Indiana. But still to come this evening, folks. 5 massive superstars collide in the first ever men's Deadline Gauntlet match. Winner gets the winner of the main event tonight between Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov for the NXT title this coming week on NXT. Obafemi, Gunther, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest and Keith Lee go at it a little bit later on tonight. But coming up next with the NXT Cruiserweight title hanging in the balance, number 1 contender Dirty Dominic Mysterio challenges the champ Santos Escobar. That's next at NXT Takeover Deadline. Here we go, folks.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
Cruiserweight title on the line next. How the hell can you follow the proceedings? We've already saw an incredible tag title match, an incredible North American title match, an incredible women's gauntlet. Now it's time for an incredible cruiserweight clash. And out first, the challenger, former NXT North American champion, funnily enough losing his title to Matt Riddle at the last Takeover event. Much have been absolutely loving to see Matt Riddle lose in our previous contest. I mean, I'd imagine that those two ran into each other backstage, and Dom getting ready to come out here for this matchup right now. Probably laughing in the face of Riddle, being like, you beat me for the title, you can't even keep it for as long as I did, I held it longer than you, blah blah blah, I'm better, and now you're going to have to watch me win another title right here on NXT. And they might do just that, as Dirty Dom could become a double crown champ, a former North American champ, could be your next NXT Cruiserweight champ here tonight at Takeover Deadline. It was this past week on NXT. Dirty Dom earned the opportunity by defeating the Red Hot Axiom, with Nathan Frazier in his corner representing Fraxium. Dirty Dom able to beat him to earn the opportunity tonight at Santos Escobar for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Gonna be a fun one, folks, as Dirty Dom is absolutely getting sung out tonight in Indianapolis with a chorus of boos as he always does. Nobody in their right mind likes Dirty Dom. Everybody hates this man. And he loves being hated. And he's going to be hated even more if he's somehow able to walk out of Deadline tonight. Your brand new NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Dirty Dom then slowly, methodically making his way to the ring. No rush, because we know this matchup going to be a frantic pace. Every Santos match for the Cruiserweight title, always a high energy affair. And this one going to be no exception with Dirty Dom, a former North American champion. He's already held a title in this series. Can he hold another one? In the form of the Cruiserweight title. Dirty Dom ready for warfare against Santos Escobar. Let's get this one rocking and rolling tonight in Indianapolis, Indiana, as here comes LWO member and your current reigning and defending NXT Cruiserweight Champion with 5 successful defenses under his name. Santos Escobar has arrived at Deadline, and he's getting a thunderous ovation, especially since he's opposing the ring with Dirty Dominic Mysterio. If it was anyone else, it may be 50-50, or depending on who it is, Santos may be booed and the other man may be cheered, such as maybe Ilya Dragunov, the man that Santos defeated to become the NXT Cruiserweight Champion. And it's funny how Santos defending the Cruiserweight title tonight. In the middle of the card was the man he beat to win the Cruiserweight title. Ilya Dragunov is main eventing the show tonight, with an opportunity at the NXT Championship on the line later on against Carmelo Hayes. But Santos able to beat Dragunov for the title, able to beat him again at Vengeance Day in an incredible opening match with the championship on the line, hitting an avalanche phantom driver to retain the gold in what was an incredible finishing sequence. He was also able to defeat Austin Aries, Wesley, and 2 of his stablemates and teammates and good friends of the LWO, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. Can he make it 6 successful defense against Dirty Dom tonight in Indianapolis at NXT Takeover Deadline? It remains to be seen. It's going to be a fun one. This sold out crowd at Deadline, ready for an absolute showdown for the Cruiserweight title. As am I. It's going to be fun, folks. Let's get right into it. Is that right there? The beautiful, prestigious, and coveted NXT Cruiserweight title. It's on the line. Let's head to the ring now with the official ring introductions from Alicia Taylor.
Introducing the challenger from San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And his opponent from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 200 pounds, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Santos Escobar.
Thank you, Alicia Taylor. Great introductions as always. Santos Escobar, an incredible Cruiserweight champ, always had some incredible battles for the title on the line, and now Dirty Dom opposing the ring with Santos with the gold on the line. John Cole saying duty for this one. Letting Dom see what he could be walking out with tonight. His second championship in the NXT brand. Could it be that Cruiserweight title right there? It remains to be seen, but here we go, folks. Santos Escobar has held the NXT Cruiserweight title for 101 days. He won it on the May 7th edition of NXT against Ilya Dragunov. He defends it for the 6th time tonight against Dirty Dom at Deadline. Will he retain it? Will he lose it? We find out right here, right now. Here we go, matchup on the way. John Cone rings the bell and Santos and Dirty Dom go back and forth, kick after kick. Santos getting him that time. Dom getting him that time. Dirty Dom now looking at a springboard. This is the Cruiserweight title match. Oh, but Dirty Dom caught him there. Now Dom springboard moonsault by the challenger. Nicely done by Mysterio. Irish whip now by Dom, and now sends him in the corner. Massive shot there by Mysterio. Look at Dom shimmy in tribute to the late great Eddie Guerrero. And Dirty Dom ringing out the boos from this sold out crowd tonight in Indianapolis. 1 night removed from the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. Going to be a hell of a night as we're so freaking close to the road to WrestleMania now. Santos, massive super kick with a jaw. Dirty Dom off the ropes now is Escobar. Massive leg drop by the champion. An incredible win for Santos against Ilya Dragunov. 2 times he beat Ilya. 1 to win the title, 1 to retain it. And he can beat Dirty Dom tonight as well. Could Santos Escobar to solidify himself as one of the top cruiserweights in the division. Santos, just I believe the 4th ever NXT Cruiserweight Champion, as he rings out the LWO chant to fly the outside and show what the Cruiserweight division's all about. Tope Suicida taking out Dirty Dom at ringside now. Yeah, Santos, the 4th ever Cruiserweight Champion. Can Dirty Dom become the 5th ever Cruiserweight Champ? Remains to be seen, but Santos now springboards in. Cross-body to Dirty Dom, didn't get all of it. But Dom still rocked from that there from Santos. He heads up to the middle rope, there is Dirty Dom. Down and out on the mat here, but Santos calling him to his feet. Santos, double axe handle. Not much of a cruiserweight maneuver about that there. But certainly Santos Escobar putting in a fight here. Escobar top rope, massive splash. Cover now to retain the cruiserweight gold here. 2 count on Dom and near fall. Can Dom be the 5th ever cruiserweight champ? We will find out, man, because the other champions for Santos Escobar right now, the current one, Trick Williams, the inaugural one. JD McDonough beat Trick back at Battleground. Of course, Ilya Dragunov, the 3rd ever cruiserweight champion, defeating JD McDonough and Dragon Lee in a triple threat match at Great American Bash on a Takeover edition. And now Dirty Dom laying out Santos to become the 5th ever champ after Santos beating Ilya Dragunov not once but twice in a kick out by Santos Escobar. Beat him once to win it, beat him the 2nd time to retain it, and Dirty Dom wants to beat Santos in their 1st time ever one-on-one matchup tonight. I believe the 1st time ever these two have had a matchup with each other, period. Here in NXT episode 249 of this series here at Deadline. It's Takeover, the Cruiserweight title on the line. Santos, Dom, back and forth. Santos in control. The champ got him here. Massive spine buster. Dirty Dom laid out there. Nice Santos Escobar sends him in the corner now with Dirty Dom. Santos in control here. Dom in trouble. Oh boy, tippy top rope. Here comes the Cruiserweight champ now. Frankensteiner from the top, hurting himself in the process, but clearly getting some incredible hit. There's the crowd chant. This is awesome. Cover now Santos to retain the NXT Cruiserweight title and a kick out at 2 by Mysterio. Dom calls him the greatest Mysterio of all time. That's what he calls himself. That's what he lives by. That is his moniker. And he certainly could live up to that if he becomes Cruiserweight Champion tonight, because Rey Mysterio has not won a championship here in this series. Dom has. He's won the NXT North American title, and he could be your next NXT Cruiserweight Champion as he pays homage and lays a little tribute there with the Three Amigos to who he feels like is his real father, Eddie Guerrero. But it's a kick out by Santos Escobar out of the 3 suplexes by Dirty Dom, who once again trying to quiet down this crowd tonight. But Santos with a schoolboy to retain the goal, scores 2 on Dom and a near fall. You don't want to get caught up in the moment with the crowd, Dirty Dom. Santos going to make him pay with that, and an Irish whip sends him hard into the corner. Dom just ricocheting back. Ball into the mat and now sends him into the corner. Double knees by Escobar. And now Santos picks him up. Phantom driver that may do it to retain the NXT Cruiserweight title. 2 go to Mysterio and a kick out by Dominic. Oh my. Santos looks up to the living legend Rey Mysterio. Looks up to the living legend, the luchador, the man of lucha libre. One of the best to ever do it, one of the greatest masked men, if not the greatest masked man of all time, Rey Mysterio. It would certainly disappoint Rey if his bastard son Dirty Dom walks out your new Cruiserweight champion this evening. But incredible agility from Dom. Take nothing away from him. Love him or hate him, you can't deny that Dirty Dom is an incredible athlete and an incredible performer. He's already lived up to that by being a former North American champ and could become your next Cruiserweight champ. But he misses Santos there with the massive moonsault off the springboard. Dirty Dom now. Back and forth action. Santos telling him to hit harder though. Dirty Dom hitting like a little bitch, Santos says. And now here we go. They're hitting each other. Knocking all the life out of each other here tonight at Deadline. Dirty Dom, Santos back and forth in a hockey fit as Santos gets laid out by Mysterio. Massive spine buster. Dirty Dom now picks him up again, and a massive swinging neck breaker on Santos Escobar. Stomp to the back of the head now. Dom heading to the top for the Cruiserweight title. Frog splash by Mysterio. Cover on Escobar now. Soaring to Dom for the gold, and a kick out by Santos. Wowee. Escobar kicking out. Dirty Dom can't believe his eyes. But what we'll see tomorrow night in the Royal Rumble match, just playing out tonight. Dom eliminating Santos from the Rumble. If both men are in the match tomorrow, Santos has to avoid being eliminated like that. And Dom with a tope suicida to the outside, taking out Santos. That will be legal in the Rumble. You can fly through the middle, just don't fly over the top. You'll eliminate yourself from that match. But a springboard, frog splash to the lower back. Dom for the Cruiserweight title. Well, that's paying off on Santos and another near fall. Escobar kicking out and really wanting to cement his name as the best Cruiserweight champion here in NXT. He's already got a 101-day reign as champion. He wants to make that even longer here. And 3 massive clotheslines on Mysterio may do the trick. Sends him into the corner with a authority, massive clothesline on Mysterio now. And now it's 30. Dom getting picked up to a vertical base. Santos Escobar hooks him in. Mexican Destroyer. Folding Mysterio like an accordion. Not done yet. Not by a long shot. Santos looking to make a statement. Send a message. Top rope now. Frog splash by Escobar. One of his own. Much like Dirty Dom would do. Covered by Santos to retain. Kick out by Mysterio. What a battle today for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship here at Deadline. Midway through the show, we've still got 3 more incredible matches to come tonight. Santos with a crossbody off the middle rope. Dom brushes it off like it's nothing. And then Mysterio 619. Shades of his deadbeat father after doing shades of his real father, so he claims. Eddie Guerrero and now slingshots into the ring with a senton. Cover 2 count, kick out by Santos off the slingshot flipping senton. Escobar still hanging on as the NXT Cruiserweight champ. Massive knee to the top of the head of Mysterio, and now picks up Dirty Dom now to put him away. Phantom Driver. Dirty Dom coming out of it. Second tail, that's correct. Santos to retain. Can't go again by Dom. Are you serious? Unbelievable. And a Mysterio. Not like this to steal one. Inside cradle. Small package scores 2. Santos now kicking out on real action. Oh man, now it's Dirty Dom. Springboard moonsault on Santos. Escobar holding. And look at Dom. Oh, the slingshot off the middle rope. With a splash. Dom, top rope, frog splash, second time of the match, and Escobar takes the one down to the stairs of the champ. He may not be champ for much longer after this. Dirty Dom again, second time in a row, third of the match, frog splash for the title, 2 count shoulders, Dirty got him. Dirty Dom is the NXT Cruiserweight Champion. He has now become a double champion here in the NXT brand. First one in the NXT North American Champion, and now tonight in Indianapolis, Indiana. At NXT Takeover Deadline becomes your new NXT Cruiserweight Champion and ends the reign of Santos Escobar as the Cruiserweight Champ at 101 days. Unbelievable. Our second title change of the night comes from that man, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, your new NXT Cruiserweight Champion. He really is solidifying his name. Who can argue now that he's the greatest Mysterio of all time? Some people still will, but a lot of people may be agreeing with that man. Becoming champion once again on NXT. One of the most incredible names on this roster. One of the most dependable athletes, consistent performers. Dirty Dom is champ once again as the show rolls on at Deadline. We mentioned it earlier on tonight, but still to come later on. It's a rematch from Evolution in the opening contest as Lyra Valkyria is going to defend her newly won NXT Women's Championship against the woman she defeated to win it. Rhea Bloody Ripley, who wants to become a two-time NXT Women's Champion later on. But coming up next, we saw the women's version earlier. It's time for the men to go at it. And the 5-superstar Deadline Gauntlet. It's Oba Femi, it's Gunther, it's Bronson, it's Damian Priest, and it's Keith Lee. Winner faces either Dragunov or Hayes on the next edition of NXT.
The following contest is a gauntlet match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 superstars will start in the ring. When one superstar is eliminated, a new superstar enters. Elimination can occur by pinfall, submission, or disqualification. The match continues until one superstar remains, and that superstar will be declared the winner.
You know the rules. We saw the women's one earlier. Now the men are going to go at it. All 5 of these men able to earn their way into this matchup. Whether they won a match, whether they lost it, but they've earned their way into it by being such incredible stars. This series on the white and gold brand, and unfortunately kicking us off as the inaugural NXT champ.
At 340 pounds, Keith Lee.
I say unfortunately kicking things off in the gauntlet, but it's never really unfortunate when Raquel Rodriguez, a massive woman and powerhouse, went wire to wire. Went and lasted the distance. Started off the gauntlet with her opponent Roxanne Perez and won the entire thing by defeating 4 other superstars. Keith Lee can do that as well if Raquel can. He is the inaugural NXT champion in this series, defeating Gunther in the final of the first ever NXT Championship tournament at WrestleMania. He lost the gold to Gunther at Great American Bash, and he has had some rivalry with the Judgment Day as of late, with Damian Priest, who's also going to be a part of this contest. Lee lost the matchup to get into this gauntlet matchup tonight. He lost to Ilya Dragunov, where the winner would get a shot at the NXT Championship in the main event one-on-one tonight. The loser joins this field of the gauntlet. But Lee ain't much of a loser, especially considering those two put on a war of attrition one-on-one in the main event of last week's edition of NXT. And of course, Lee being the inaugural NXT champ as well. But here comes the man he's starting with.
Weighing in at 273 pounds, Benny.
These two massive horses are going to start us off in the men's gauntlet right here, right now in Indianapolis, Indiana. Oba Femi and Keith Lee looking to share the ring for the first time ever. 1-on-1 right now. These two men have never squared off, but they're going to right now. Femi able to defeat Lee's good friend and ally and Dijak to qualify to get into this gauntlet matchup tonight. He's going to be a part of this second Takeover event this evening. Oba Femi in his first Takeover appearance, losing to Cesaro in an NXT North American Championship matchup back at Great American Bash earlier on back in November. But tonight, we're here in August. We're here at Takeover Deadline. He starts off the men's gauntlet with the inaugural NXT champion Keith Lee. Gonna be a massive war between these two superstars. Here we go. Adrian Butler is assigned the duty for this one. Matchup underway. Both these big superstars starting us off, and here we go. Oba Femi, massive knee by Lee, and here we go. Who's gonna get it, Lee? Massive forearm. Just massive everything from these massive superstars. Oba Femi trying to pick up Lee. Couldn't get it, but we know Femi has the power. But Lee with that low center of gravity. Gonna shut him down at least for now. And Lee, downward spiral. Or more like an elevated flatliner from Keith Lee, who runs in and mows down Oba Femi with a massive shoulder tackle. Down goes the ruler of NXT, who really badly wants to be the ruler, but hasn't really ruled shit here in NXT. No disrespect to Femi, he's an incredible athlete, an incredible talent, but in all big matches he's had, he's lost. I mean, he's never really had a championship opportunity at the NXT title. Tonight could be his night. I mean, Raquel Rodriguez drew number 2 in the gauntlet. So did Oba Femi. So if Raquel can do it from number 2, maybe Oba Femi can as well. The knife edge chop there, nicely done. Keith Lee just all over Femi here. The inaugural NXT champion wants to become a two-time champ and face the winner Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. He's beaten Carmelo Hayes as Keith Lee before. He's beaten him one-on-one. Back at Takeover Stand and Deliver, our first takeover. Our first takeover. My lord, I can't talk. Excuse me. Our first takeover event here in this series. There we go. I got it at the end back at Stand and Deliver before WrestleMania. It was in the semi-final round of the NXT Championship Tournament. Lee getting the win over Hayes, but of course last week in NXT losing to Ilya Dragunov in the number one contendership matchup. Ilya and Hayes still to square off tonight in your main event for the NXT Championship. Later on tonight we've still got our Women's Championship matchup to get to. Before that as well, it's Keith Lee with a massive forearm. Knocks down Femi, who's trying to get the breather. Rolling to the outside of the ring now. As these two superstars starting off the gauntlet, Keith Lee looking to fly here. Tope cut here over the top of the big 340-pound beast of a limitless superstar that this crowd in Indianapolis, Indiana are basking in the glory of tonight. Bask in the glory of the limitless superstar, which is Lee. Top rope goes Keith Lee now. Femi in the drop zone. Here comes Lee. Massive frog splash by the limitless star. Cover now for the win to advance in the gauntlet. Femi kicks out at 2. Like I said, with a women's gauntlet matchup earlier on, you don't want to be in there with one opponent. You don't want to waste time with one opponent for so damn long. You want to be done with them as quickly as possible. But of course, with Femi and Keith Lee, you're not going to put down the other right off the bat. But mate, with that, pouncing Lee, almost sending him outside of the ring. Femi, massive shot of Keith Lee, picks him up, fall from grace, power bomb. Will that be it already for Oba? 2 count on Keith Lee and a kick out by the inaugural NXT champion. Lee powers out of that. Unreal scenes, man. And now it's Femi. Massive jab on Lee. Keith Lee, massive headbutt of Femi now. And now it's Keith Lee here. Gonna throw Femi around the ring with authority here. Insane action. Keith Lee. Send Femi out of the ropes. Oh boy, Oba in trouble. I've seen this before. Runs through the clothesline and a pounce to Oba. Oba pounced Lee earlier. Now it's Lee's turn to pounce Femi. All the way across the ring. Covered in advance in the gauntlet and Femi's going to kick out of it. The inaugural NXT champ wants to become the first ever 2-time NXT champ. He may get the chance to do so tonight. But he's got to get past Femi. Gunther, Damian Priest and Bronson Reed in order to do so. Is he going to be able to do it? He's beat Reed before. He's beat Priest before. Hell, he's beat Gunther before. He's never faced Femi before. So it may be a different task, but nothing that Keith Lee can't overcome. Lee to his feet, running crossbody by the big man. What am I talking about? Both these men are big men. Massive specimens. And Lee picks up a massive specimen and Femi implants some. Big bang catastrophe by Lee. Cover. Keith Lee for the win. Who to advance in the gauntlet. 2 count on Femi and another kick out by Oba. Oba still in it. Wants to be the ruler of NXT and wants to rule Keith Lee in this one. Grabbing the leg and a massive dragon screw leg whip. Everything is massive from these massive stars. Oba picks him up, clothesline on Lee. Oh god, Lee ducking the clothesline as Femi. Back body drop. And Femi now. Spain on the pain. Down goes Keith Lee. Keith Lee falls in a heap on the mat now. Lee picked up to a vertical base. Turned round. Femi sets him up. The disaster class, as he likes to call it. Covered by Oba to advance in the gauntlet. Lee could be out. 2 count. No, kick out by Keith Lee. How's Lee still hanging on? I can't believe it. Incredible action tonight as Femi and Keith Lee now in the corner now. Oh god, Oba picks up Keith, perches him straight on the tippy top. I've seen this before from Oba. Massive brute bomb out of the corner by the ruler of NXT. Picking up Keith Lee now and a massive discus punch to the face of the inaugural NXT champ who stomps away on Lee. Lee runs in, however, and Keith Lee mowing through Femi like a freight train. Keith in the corner now. No, not in the corner. Picks him up. Thought he was going to take him to the corner. But a massive body slam by Keith Lee. And what's Lee got in mind here? Metal rope. Over Femi. Massive frog splash. Middle rope by Lee. Everything's massive. Cover. 2. Lee for the win. He will advance. No, and a kicker again by over Femi. Keith Lee again. Back to the middle rope. Back to the well once more. Moon Salt to the back of Obafemi. Oba was trying to get to his feet. Lee able to turn it around. Cover now. Keith Lee to advance in the gauntlet. Scoring 2 and a kick out by Femi. Much like the women's version, we don't know the order of participants. We don't know if Gunther, Priest or Reed will be next, but it will be one of them. We don't know who it will be against, whether it's Lee or Femi. But surely it has to end in a matter of moments. Like I said, these two men don't want to keep going all night. They've got other opponents to get to. 3 others at most. Raquel done it earlier on. Will either of these superstars do it tonight? Massive bulldog by Obafemi, who picks Keith Lee up the vertical base. Went for a kick to the midsection. Lee able to counter. Lee picks up Obafemi now. And Keith Lee with a spirit bomb on Femi. Spirit bomb to the ruler of NXT. Rolls him over now, shooting the half hook in the leg, shoulders down. That's made through it, scoring 2. Keith Lee is advancing in the gauntlet. Femi eliminated. The inaugural NXT champ, moving one step closer to becoming a 2-time champion. As here comes the 3rd participant in the gauntlet now. Walk into the ring, no rush from this superstar, and I believe that's the Archer of Infamy, Damian Priest, who's had his run-ins with Keith Lee in the past. Also Obafemi, who barges through Oba ringside, and yes, Damian Priest now makes his way to the ring to go after Keith Lee. The last time these two shared a ring together was a singles match, with Priest defeating Keith Lee to earn himself an opportunity into this gauntlet match. But Lee, of course, able to earn his spot into it by losing to Ilya Dragunov, but everything he's done in this series certainly justifying him being in this match, and he just got past Obafemi, but will he get past Damian Priest? Who knows? Toe base suicida by Damian Priest, or Con Hilo rather, with a rope assistance by Priest. Now Damian Priest going to send Keith Lee back into the ring now, as these two men are going at it. Damian now top rope, perching up. Lee in trouble here. Damian Priest, massive spinning heel kick off the top. Damian Priest to advance already to put Lee down. Scores 2. And a kick out by Lee. Very lazy and weak kick out, but a big bang though. Priest going to capitalise and stay on him, however. These two men have squared off a number of times in the past. Tag team action at Vengeance Day with Keith Lee teaming with Dijak against the Judgment Day, Priest and McDonough. Lee and Dijak winning on that night. Keith Lee, back when he was NXT champion, was able to defeat Damian Priest to retain the title on NXT Title Tuesday edition of NXT back in October. But of course, it was back recently after Vengeance Day, the NXT following Vengeance Day, where Damian Priest was able to defeat Keith Lee and qualify for this matchup tonight at Deadline. But now it's Lee out on a corner and a pounce on Priest. After Priest just entered the fray, Keith Lee to put Damian down. Leg hook, shoulders down, advancing the gauntlet. 2 count on Priest and there's fall again. Obafemi's knocked out of the gauntlet. It's Lee, it's Priest. Gunther and Bronson Reed yet to enter this gauntlet matchup, and it's a DDT by Damian Priest. 2 of the 5 men in this matchup are now 2 of the remaining 4 men in this matchup. Former NXT champions, Keith Lee being one of them, and of course the ring general Gunther being the other one. Damian Priest and Bronson Reed have had opportunities at the NXT title against both Gunther and Keith Lee, to both men losing. But Damian Priest connecting there. Massive shot on Keith Lee, scoring 2 of the tombstone slam and a kick out. Shades of Matt Riddle. We saw that earlier in this match with Austin Theory with a North American title on the line. Really big forearm there. Heading in the top rope. Oh boy. Damian Priest right there. Keith Lee, massive shot at the top of the head. Lee now. My lord. Axe handle up the top. Lee covers. Look in the leg. 2 count. Kick out by Priest. Man, oh man. Look at this. Oh, massive shot blocked. Forearm by Damian Priest. Kicked in the leg now. Kick after kick, shot after shot. Damian Priest all over Lee, and this one, massive shots. Now look at Priest go, clubbing in the back. No love lost between these 2 men. You want a term of hatred? It's these 2. Been all over each other in this series. Lee with a singles victory over Priest. Priest with a singles victory over Lee. Lee with a tag team victory over Priest and McDonough. Teaming with Dijak and Priest. Looking to get another victory over Lee here in this one in the gauntlet. Razor's Edge by Priest. The same move he beat Lee with the earliest spot of the match, but Lee kicking out this time. Lee is kicked out of a fall from Grace. He is kicked out of all moves from Obafemi, and now a Razor's Edge from Priest, as well as the Tombstone Slam. Lee now with a Hurricane Rana. Ran in on Priest. Arm wringer there, Damien Priest, forearm on Keith Lee, goes in by the throat, and now south of heaven by Priest. To advance in the gauntlet, Lee could be out, knocked out cold here, 2 count, Priest advance. Lee's been eliminated. We're not going to have a repeat of what Raquel Rodriguez done earlier on, and now joining Damien Priest, that's Big Bronson Reed. Oh, these two have had a match before in this series. It was in the finals of the men's Gold Rush tournament with Big Bronson Reed defeating Damien Priest. Can Priest get his win back over Reed? These two are going at it with a ring getting Al Gunther looking on in the back. He's going to be the final entrant in this gauntlet matchup. And he's going to face the winner of this one. There's Bronson Reed now. Knifefest shop as Keith Lee to the back now. Bronson Reed, Damien Priest going at it. Rematch from the Gold Rush final. Big Bronson Reed now picks him up. Massive Samoan drop now by the big man. Bronson Reed able to earn his way to this contest by defeating Solo Sikoa. And he's taking it out on Damien Priest here in this one. Priest able to get another win against Keith Lee. We're not going to see what Raquel Rodriguez was able to do. But Priest from the number 3 position could still defeat 3 other men to get an opportunity at either Ilya Dragunov or Carmelo Hayes, who's ever victorious in your main event later on tonight for the NXT title. Of course, coming up after this contest, the NXT Women's title on the line between Lyra Valkyria and Rhea Ripley to determine who will face Raquel Rodriguez to defend their NXT Women's Championship against Raquel on the next edition of NXT later on this week. Bronson Reed elbow drop, massive week of action this week on NXT, however, folks. With just awesome matches all round, and of course the Royal Rumble Premium Live event coming your way tomorrow night. You don't want to miss it. It's Damien Priest just hit an incredible number. Elevated flatliner on Reed, kick out by Big Bronson Reed now. Massive showing here, elbow dropped on the chest by Damien Priest. They're trying to roll out of the ring now, rolling out of harm's way is Big Bronson Reed here. Onto the apron he goes, massive shot block there, big forearm by Reed. Top rope goes the big man now. Oh boy, this is not going to be a good view here. Massive shot block there, Bronson Reed. Cross body off the top, cover now. 2 count by Reed, kicked out by Damien Priest. Oh, Bronson Reed passed off Adrian Butler with an incredible count now. Just a well-timed count, very well executed. Damien Priest leg caught there by Big Bronson. Overhand shot by Reed. Massive forearm strikes, massive right hands, and now, oh Jesus. Damien Priest in trouble, there's the power bomb. Perfectly set up. Priest who's in the drop zone now. Tipping top rope, Reed for the win. Tsunami! Covered by Bronson Reed to get an NXT title opportunity this week on NXT TV, and a kick out by Priest. How the hell did Priest survive that, man? Damien Priest stays in it. This one rolling on live tonight. At Takeover Deadline. Priest on the outside, but he ain't going to recover for long. Tope crossbody by Bronson Reed. Oh man, oh man. And now it's Big Bronson Reed going to send Damien Priest back into the squared circle here. Top rope again. Perhaps another tsunami. No, this time he gets to his feet. Elbow drop to his feet now again. Priest able to move in the harm's way. A massive kick. Massive roundhouse to the side of the head of Big Bronson Reed. Damien Priest on fire in at Deadline. You've got to imagine Judgment Day. Participants JD McDonough and your brand new NXT Cruiserweight Champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio are in the back. Rooting on Damien Priest in this one. Off that flipping neckbreaker was seated Bronson Reed. And now south of heaven. Just like he done with Lee, this couldn't do it for Reed. 2 count, no, and a kick out by Bronson. These two had a war of attrition in the finals of the men's Gold Rush tournament where Reed was able to win it. And much like the Women's Gold Rush Tournament. Raquel Rodriguez won the inaugural version of that. She also won the inaugural Women's Deadline Gauntlet. Kid Reed following her footsteps, winning the inaugural Men's Gold Rush Tournament and the inaugural Men's Deadline Gauntlet. He's taking the fight to Damian Priest. Massive maneuvers as he goes after the leg and throws him around with a leg like he's nothing. Bronson Reed on fire, stomping away on the Archer of Infamy here. And a super kick by Damian Priest. Super kick right on the money there by the Archer of Infamy. And a massive clothesline now. And Priest trying to find his groove, trying to fight back with every way he possibly can. Awesome shots there, but it's Bronson Reed off the STO, and now Reed more through him with a shoulder tackle, picking up Damian Priest to his feet. Massive shot, no, blocked again. Damian Priest picks him up, tombstone slam on Reed. Got him. Damian Priest setting up Reed. This has to be it here. Damian Priest to advance to face the ring, getting out Gunther in the final stage of the gauntlet to get his win back against Reed from the finals of the Men's Gold Rush Tournament. Razor's Edge on Reed. Reed set out cover. So Damian Priest does it, and it's down to these two superstars. Damian Priest versus former NXT champion who could be on the road to becoming a two-time champ and maybe have another date of destiny with Carmelo Hayes or even Ilya Dragunov if Dragunov's able to dethrone Melo in her main event. It's Gunther, who wastes no time running to the ring. The ring general's here. It's Gunther, it's Priest. The final stage of the Men's Gauntlet tonight. Who's going to this week's edition of NXT to challenge for the NXT title? Gunther now, look at this here. Massive splash. Right to the rib cage with the ass. But they didn't get it out. The leader of Imperium that is now down to 2 members. Following Giovanni Vinci, who is deemed the weak link of Imperium, being kicked out by Ludwig Kaiser after Kaiser beat him on last week's edition of NXT after the orders of Gunther himself. And now look at Gunther smack to Priest in my days. Stomp after stomp. Damian Priest, big kick upside the top of the head now. And then look at Damian Priest there. Beautiful. STO and out of the corner for him. He's still got fight left. Priest defeating Keith Lee, defeating Bronson Reed. Could Gunther be next? These two have went on one-on-one in the past, I believe 2 times here in this series. Both of which Gunther was able to win. One of which with the NXT title on the line, and the other of which in the semi-finals of the inaugural NXT Championship tournament where Gunther was able to beat Priest at Stand and Deliver before losing to Keith Lee in the NXT title matchup at WrestleMania for Lee to be crowned the first ever NXT champ. Of course, Gunther the second ever NXT champ, beating Lee at Great American Bash the same night that Imperium's Vinci and Kaiser lost the NXT Tag Team title in the opener. Gunther won the NXT title in the main event. And taking it to Damian Priest. Gunther losing the NXT Championship at Takeover Vengeance Day. After beating Trick Williams in the main event, he thought he was still the champ, thought he was going to be champ for at least a long matter of time, but then NXT's Mr. Money in the Bank, Carmelo Hayes, and Trick's best friend cashing in his NXT Money in the Bank contract he won back at TakeOver Battleground. Massive clothesline from Gunther, 2 count, oh Priest! Great ring awareness, great ring awareness. Got his hand on the bottom rope there. And oh, look at that. Oh, God, Israel Butler, I wouldn't want to be you, buddy. He just got German suplexed by Gunther, and Gunther's raging. The ring get it all. Is in a mood now, and he grabs a steel chair from under the ring. And now going to wall up Damian Priest. No, Priest with a counter. Now Gunther with one of his own. And oh, Gunther, massive shotgun drop kick on the outside here. The ring get it all over the Archer of Infamy here. You know, Gunther sends him close to the inside of the ring. Steel chair in hand from the ring, get it all. Just chucking it down and stomping away, and the referee makes sure he stays down so Gunther can excellently use that steel chair. Priest to a vertical base. Back into the ring. Gunther right across the head of Damian Priest. My God. Gunther on several occasions trying to win back his NXT Championship in a rematch one-on-one with Hayes. He lost to him. And a triple threat match alongside Hayes and Trick He lost that without being pinned, which is how he earned his way into this gauntlet matchup. There was a stipulation where the winner was the champ, of course. The loser, who gets pinned, gets absolutely nothing. And the man who loses but doesn't get pinned gets added to the Deadline Gauntlet match here tonight. And that man was Gunther, but he could lose right here to Damian Priest. Elevated flatliner. Priest covers the won the entire thing to face the NXT champ this week on NXT. A kick out by Gunther. My God, look at Damian Priest. Oh, came up short there, and Gunther's going to take advantage of it. He missed the whisper on the win to the grounded ring general. And Gunther setting up for the win here. Massive smack to the face. Knee-face job by the ring general. And good night, Priest. Thanks for coming, Gunther, to become a maybe potential two-time NXT champ. Powerbomb on Priest and a kick out. Priest kicking out on a powerbomb. Unreal, man. Damian Priest unbelievably kicking out of, I believe, a Spirit Bomb, a Tsunami, and a Gunther Powerbomb, and now he's locked in a Boston Crab. Gunther taking an opportunity to become a two-time NXT champ. Boston Crab locked in tight, nowhere for Priest to go. He's going to try and reach to that bottom rope, or any of the ropes to try and grab them and force a break here. Gunther got him locked in tight. Nowhere for Gunther to go with Damian Priest, able to fade out. Able to stay alive, goes to the by the throat, no way! South of heaven, choke slam Gunther! Come on! No way is he gonna do it! 2 count, Damian Priest to be number 1 contender, and it's Gunther kicking out! Oh my days! Keith Lee beat Obafemi, Damian Priest beating Keith Lee and Bronson Reed, and now it's down to Damian Priest and Gunther here in the gauntlet. Massive forearm out of the middle rope. Priest. Massive forearm again off the middle rope. Springboard style. By the Archer of Infamy. Massive kick. Elbow right on the knee. A first shot by Gunther. Smack to the face from the ring general. Gunther picks him up, and again another massive slam by Gunther. Stomping away on Priest. Not letting him roll the outside, but now he's rolling again. Gunther pissed off. The Black Saddle to a standing Priest at ringside here in front of us. What a night it's been tonight at Deadline. I'm getting so damn tired calling the action. It's been a hell of an event. Still got 2 championship matches to go. It's Gunther. May wrap this one up so we can get to them. Rear naked choke. That's how we won the NXT title off of Keith Lee, a Great American Bash, and he may become the number 1 contender for the gold again tonight. They're trying to become a 2-time NXT champion. Rear naked choke cinched in on Priest. Adrian Butler, the official, right there to see if Priest taps out or passes out due to the pain. And if he does, Gunther will win the first ever men's Deadline Gauntlet match and get an opportunity to try and become a 2-time NXT champion. Priest's been locked in that for a hot minute now. Nowhere for the Archer of Infamy to go, but somehow the Judgment Day representative gonna fade out once again. Massive elbows to the top of the head of Imperium's Gunther, who is now losing numbers. It's only Gunther and Kaiser remaining in that group. No more Giovanni Vinci. Will that help or hinder them? It doesn't matter right now. It's all about Priest. It's all about Gunther. Gunther again, laid out again. And a kick out by Gunther. Damian Priest had him there, man. Elevated flatliner again. Only enough for a 2-ring general. Staying alive. Knife edge chop. And now last Symphony connecting on Damian Priest. Hooking the outside leg. Scoring 2. No! Damian kicks out again. I was so certain Gunther had the opportunity in the bag, ladies and gentlemen. And it's still not over. And Gunther elbow drop off the middle rope. It's not often we see him go up there. But now Damian Priest, massive clothesline. And now brings him out of the corner the hard way as Damian Priest. And a flipping neck breaker by the Archer of Infamy. It's Damian Priest gonna do the unthinkable here. This is how he eliminated Bronson Reed. Picks up Gunther and shades to his all-time favourite Razor Ramon. The Razor's Edge by Priest. Cover to get the NXT title shot this week. No, Gunther kicks out again. Oh my God. How the hell did he kick out of that? And now Gunther, oh holy hell, massive shotgun drop kick. Gunther still in. Priest still in too. Here goes Gunther. Smack to the face. Big kick to the midsection. Smack again by the ring general. Knife fist shot. Priest firing back. Priest. Oh my. Jackknife pin. Referee Adrian Butler way in a position, however. Scores 2 on Gunther and a kick out. Because of the hesitation, Damian Priest may have had that one there. If Adrian Butler got there in time, but now it's Gunther this time with a move of his own. Scoring 2 on Priest and a kick out by Damian this time. Out of the jackknife pin. Priest to his feet. Massive clothesline of Gunther. Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna go on a face? Either Carmelo Hayes or Ilya Dragunov this week on NXT. You're gonna imagine both are watching, but both are also gonna be preparing for their main event later on. But Priest pushes them by the throat and gonna send Gunther south of heaven. Cover to be #1 contender to get the title shot this week. He got him! Damian Priest is the winner of the inaugural NXT Men's Deadline Gauntlet. What a matchup, man. Damian Priest has done it. Defeating 3 superstars. Wasn't as good as the performance of Raquel Rodriguez, who beat 4, but if Priest entered at number 1 or 2, he may have just done it. What an effort from Damian Priest. Entering number 3, beating 2 former NXT champions and potentially a future one at that. And Big Bronson Reed and Priest now saying set and deliver for an opportunity of a lifetime with the NXT title on the line this week on NXT against the winner of your main event later on between these 2 superstars, Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes. He's faced both of them half Priest. Priest has lost to both these superstars. Can he win it on NXT this weekend? Depends who will win the main event. Or maybe it doesn't matter because he'll win regardless or lose regardless. Who knows, folks? But coming up next, time for your penultimate matchup of the evening. An Evolution rematch for the NXT Women's title. Rhea Ripley looking to become a 2-time champ as she looks to take back the gold from Lyra Valkyria next. That death.
He's scheduled for one fall, and is for the NXT Women's Championship.
Here we go, man. An Evolution rematch. These 2 women started off the show at NXT, or so not at NXT, it was at Evolution. An all-women's PLE. Where the only match represented by the NXT brand was that matchup for the NXT Women's Championship, where Rhea Ripley walked into Evolution, not NXT. This is NXT, but she walked into Evolution with the 304-day reign of her NXT Women's Championship, with 5 successful defenses against the likes of Tiffany Stratton, Bianca Belair, Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, and Io Sky. Before, well, you see, she's not the champion anymore. She lost it to Lyra 2 weeks ago at Evolution Premium Live event. She looks to win it back and make sure Lyra has a very short reign with 0 defenses to her name. Gonna be a fun one. We find out what's gonna go down tonight with a title on the line, folks. Gonna be a massive night of action. Gonna be a massive show, a massive event. It has been thus far, and I cannot wait for this second matchup between these 2 superstars. They stole the show, starting off the proceedings at Evolution with the NXT Women's Championship hanging in the balance. Tonight, they do it again in the penultimate match this time for the NXT Women's Championship. We've already had 3 championship matches out of 5. This is our 4th out of 5th. We've still got our main event to go for the NXT Championship between Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. But it's time for our rematch for the NXT Women's title right here, right now, as here comes the new champ, Lyra Valkyria, defeating Rhea at Evolution. Can she do it again tonight to retain her championship and make it 2 in a row, and then go on to face the #1 contender, who you gotta imagine is 1, licking her chops and recovering, resting her wounds from her hellacious matchup in the Women's Gauntlet earlier on, and 2, scouting to see who she will face for the NXT Women's title this coming week on NXT. I'm of course talking about Raquel Rodriguez. because she will face the winner of this matchup this coming week on NXT, with the NXT Women's Championship on the line after winning the NXT Women's Gauntlet earlier on tonight. She has beat Valkyria before. She has lost to Valkyria before. In fact, that's how Valkyria earned the opportunity to face Ripley at Evolution PLE for the women's title. She beat Raquel to do so. The rubber match may be in store. She's also lost to Ripley for the NXT Women's title. Maybe a rematch in store, one-on-one for the gold, and maybe Raquel can get it on that night. But right now, it's Lyra, it's Rhea for that right there. Beautiful, prestigious, and coveted NXT Women's Championship. Let's head to the ring now with the official ring introductions from Alicia Taylor. Thank you, Alicia. Great introductions as always, as these two women gonna put on a show, gonna put on a clinic as they are used to doing. And they're gonna do it again right here, right now at NXT Takeover Deadline. Championship up for grabs. NXT Women's Gold. That both of these women are fighting for right here, right now. This is gonna be a doozy, man. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Referee John Congan is on the way, ringing the bell. He's assigned the duty for this one. Matchup underway right now. Lyra and Rhea for the gold. Rhea massive near the midsection Evolution rematch. It started off the show. Lyra was able to become the new NXT Women's Champion. We've already seen two championship change hands tonight. The NXT Tag Titles in the opening contest and the NXT Cruiserweight Championship in the middle of the show, where the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander and Wesley, your new tag team champions, defeating the Viking Raiders, and Dirty Dominic Mysterio defeating Santos Escobar to become the new NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Will Rhea Ripley win back her NXT Women's Championship tonight, become a two-time NXT Women's Champion, and try and outdo her 304-day reign that she had as champion, and go on to this week's edition of NXT to defend the gold against Raquel Rodriguez? Rhea, massive shot there to the face of Lyra Valkyria as Lyra fighting back now. Oh, missing that spinning heel kick, but didn't miss that smack. And look, the combination offense from the NXT Women's Champion. Doesn't want to have a shot ready to go. Massive inside to the side of the head of Ripley. Ripley fighting back, however. And a Rhea massive clothesline. Down goes Lyra Valkyria. It was this past week on NXT where Rhea able to get a massive warm-up victory over Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile making her impressive NXT debut. It took her a long time to debut into this series, 246 episodes, but she finally done just that. Losing to Ripley, but putting on a great showing. Is Ripley now flying through the skies? Tope con Hilo taking out the champion Lyra Valkyria ringside. Been a hell of a night tonight at NXT TakeOver Deadline with some awesome matches. And this one going to be no different as they had an awesome match in Evolution. Going to certainly try and up it here tonight. Rhea, axe handle from the top, 2 count, very close call. Lyra kicks out. Rhea almost had it there. Lyra almost losing the NXT Women's title quicker than she was able to win it. It was 2 weeks ago at Evolution. She's held the gold for 2 weeks now. That's 14 days as champion. 0 defenses. This is her first. Can she make it a successful one against Rhea Ripley with a massive drop kick there from Valkyria? Cover. Leg hook. Shoulders down. That's made third on Ripley and a kick out at 1. But a nice flipping neck breaker to a seated eradicator. The Nightmare in trouble now. From Lyra Valkyria, smack to the face, Ripley big kick, knife edge chop, Ripley fighting back with all she can. And a Northern Lights suplex, bridging on the pinning predicament. 2 count on Lyra and a near fall. Picture perfect Northern Lights there, that was beautiful from Ripley, not beautiful, however, if your name is Lyra Valkyria. Got over the kick to the back of the neck. Rhea Ripley, tippy top rope now, frog splash, nicely done, shades of Dirty Dom, who was able to win the Cruiserweight title earlier. Can Rhea follow on her footsteps and a kick out by Lyra? It's been a great night for the Judgment Day thus far. I know Rhea's kind of separated herself from the Judgment Day in the past number of months. But it's been a great night thus far. Dirty Dom winning the Cruiserweight title. Damian Priest becoming #1 contender for the NXT title by winning the Deadline Gauntlet moments ago. And Rhea Ripley could do a hat-trick for the Judgment Day and win back her NXT Women's title. Lyra caught that spinning heel kick. Rhea kicking out immediately. And Lyra back at it with a combination offense. Rhea trying to one-up her 304-day reign as NXT Women's Champion, but Lyra trying to stop her in her tracks here, retain the gold against Ripley and beat her for a second time. She may do it right there. Night win by Lyra, 2 count kick out by Ripley. This one continues with the NXT Women's title on the line. Lyra Valkyria wants to go to the top rope. She was doing a treadmill then momentarily. She can't hesitate against Rhea Ripley. It could cost her big time, as I believe that was an elbow drop. Couldn't really see with the angle there. Is John Cone standing in the way of the camera view? Should have had a different camera angle with that one, but Lyra Valkyria nonetheless connected with that. But now Rhea Ripley able to take control back into this contest. And now Rhea face first goes Valkyria in this NXT Women's title matchup. What a night it's been here tonight. What incredible action all round we have saw as Rhea looks to make it to time with the NXT Women's title on the line. There's Prism Trap. This is how she beat Ivy Nile in her NXT debut this past week. Can she beat Lyra and win back her NXT Women's title? Prism Trap submission cinched in centre of the ring. Nowhere for Valkyria to go. John Cone, the referee, right there to see if Lyra will tap or pass out due to the pain. And if she does, Rhea will recapture her NXT Women's Championship, becoming a 2-time NXT Women's Champion. She was a 304-day reign champ. Can she do it again and go on to face Raquel Rodriguez in her first defense of her second reign as NXT Women's Champion? Or will Lyra get past Rhea for a second time, and then for a second time get past Raquel Rodriguez in their third ever matchup? This time for the NXT title. Massive maneuvers there from Valkyria. Clothesline, leg lariat, now picking up Rhea with a deadlift. Fisherman brainbuster cover. Lyra now to retain and a kick out by Rhea Ripley. And Rhea rolling at the outside of the ring. Wisely rolling out. Lyra looking to fly. No, massive forearm by Ripley. Top rope. Now it's Rhea looking to fly. Lyra looking to stop her in her track. Massive shot on the knee. No, massive shot on the top of the head by Ripley. Top rope. It's Rhea. Beautiful missile drop kick off the top by the Eradicator, the former NXT Women's Champion now. Picking up Lyra, big kick caught by Valkyria, forearm from Lyra. Lyra now O'Connor roll, shoulders down, bridging through. Look at that incredible pin predicament. 2 count. Rhea could be out of a kick out by the Eradicator. The Nightmare stays in it. Rhea bloody Ripley, folks. Unbelievable. Massive drop kick to the back there. The shoulder blades rather. Rhea Ripley, and there's a double leg takedown by Rhea. Rhea not playing around, nothing fancy about that, but it damn sure was effective. And now she picks up Lyra Valkyria, electric chair into the face buster goes Lyra on the mat. Covered by Rhea to regain her NXT Women's title. 2 good on Valkyria and a kick out again by Lyra. Rhea's pissed off with that, man. Rhea can't believe it. Lyra again. Rolling to the outside. She's already flew to the skies. Has Rhea Ripley, and Rhea again. Oh, went for a double axe handle off the apron. Lyra with a crossbody on the outside. Goes back in and out. Lyra looking to fly here. Here goes Valkyria. Tope. So I see that take it out. Rhea Ripley at ringside here. The NXT Women's Champ in control. Gonna send the challenger back in. Lyra top rope. Rhea to her feet. Rhea gonna try and stop her now. No, Lyra stops her. Lyra drop kick from the top. Valkyria covers to retain the NXT Women's title against Ripley. 2 good to make it 2-0 against Rhea and a near fall again. What a battle, man. Physical. Dangerous. And Ripley boot to the moosh. Oh, Valkyria hooks her in. Oh no! Riptide to become a 2-time NXT Women's Champ. Cover. 2 count. No! Valkyria gets the shoulder up again. Rhea doesn't know what the hell to do to put down Lyra. She lost to her last time in Evolution. She doesn't want to lose to her again for her final opportunity becoming the two-time NXT Women's Champ. Massive crossbody from Lyra now. Stomping away on the NXT Women's Champ, and Lyra, the former NXT Women's Champ rather, but she could be the next one. Standing moonsault from Valkyria. Lyra now going to send her out onto the apron. Here comes Lyra, going to send her out again as Valkyria. No way, is Lyra going to fly again. The slingshot crossbody to the floor now, taking out Ripley. Lyra all over Rhea on this one. And they're going to send Ripley back in. Can Lyra retain? Heads up to the top rope. Rhea down and out in the drop zone. Frog splash by Valkyria. Cover now. Leg hook, shoulders down. Scoring to Valkyria and almost retained. She almost had her. Rhea kicks out of yet again. Another high octane maneuver from the champion Lyra Valkyria. A frog splash not going to get the job done from Lyra tonight. It got the job done from Dirty Dom. And the NXT Cruiserweight title battle earlier on, but not for Lyra, but that's made her up for Rhea to become a two-time NXT Women's Champion. Electric Chair Face Buster sets out with her this time. Rhea Ripley not done yet. Looking to make a statement and make Lyra submit in the centre of the ring. Prism trap locked in tight. Nowhere for Lyra Valkyria to go. She's in trouble here. Lyra now. You're in trouble, well. Look at this Prism trap. Joe Cone right there. Will Lyra tap her pass out due to the pain? If she does, Rhea Ripley will become a two-time, the first ever two-time NXT Women's Champion. There's only been 3 NXT Women's Champions here in this series. Bianca Belair being the inaugural, Rhea Ripley being the second, and Lyra Valkyria being the third. Can Rhea be the fourth and the only ever two-time one? Oh, but rolls through his Lyra, and another massive cross-body by Valkyria. Lyra picks her up once more. Middle rope flies again. Missile drop kick to the face of the Eradicator. Somehow, some way. Lyra still fighting. Here goes Valkyria. Gut-wrench powerbomb. Sets out. Cover. Shoulders down on Rhea. Scores 2. Not again. A kick out. You saw John Cohen's hand. How uncomfortably close it was to the mat. Which was such a close call, and almost gave Lyra Valkyria the win, almost made her retain the goal, but Lyra in trouble. Skill goal from Rhea to regain her title, kicked out by Lyra now. Lyra heads to the corner, this is where she needs to be. No, blocked. Lyra Valkyria, big shot out of the corner, picks her up again, got her up. Nightwing, that baby yet. Lyra covers second time, nails it 2 down. The second time beats Rhea Ripley. Lyra Valkyria retains the NXT Women's title here tonight at Deadline. Beating Rhea for a second time and gets her first offense of the NXT Women's title. What an incredible win and an incredible matchup between these two superstars. And now we know coming up this week on NXT, Lyra Valkyria going to make her now second defense of the NXT Women's Championship against a woman she's lost to, a woman she's beat. The rubber match coming up this week on NXT. The one of the first ever Women's Gold Rush Tournament, and earlier on tonight, Deadline Gauntlet, Raquel Rodriguez. But ladies and gentlemen, before your main event, I want to let you know on the action coming up tomorrow night at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. The show kicks off with the WWE title on the line. Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre collide for the gold. King of the Ring winner and undefeated WWE Champion. Following that, those 6 superstars and 24 others compete in the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble match. Winner getting a Women's title opportunity at WrestleMania. After that, then, the United States title on the line as number 1 contender, the Viper Randy Orton, who won the opportunity this past week on Raw by defeating the glorious Bobby Roode. He battles the underdog from the underground and the US Champion, Sami Zayn, for the gold. After that one, the Undisputed Era are still the WWE Tag Team Champions. It had to take the Hardy Boys getting shifted over to SmackDown as Matt joined his brother over in the blue brand. The Hardys, UE, for the gold tomorrow at the Rumble. And the Queen of the Ring winner, Kairi Sane, getting her opportunity at the Women's World title against champion Alexa Bliss from the Raw brand. Going to be an awesome contest for the Women's World title at the Royal Rumble PLE tomorrow night. And Aleister Black, after successfully defending his world title against AJ Styles this past week on Raw, he's going to be defending his world title, but we don't know who against. It's a mystery opponent. It's Black hosts an open challenge for the world title at the Rumble tomorrow night. And then finally, the Granddaddy, the massive matchup, the men's Royal Rumble match. Those 6 superstars alongside 24 others compete in the inaugural men's, or the second ever rather, men's Royal Rumble. Winner getting a main event opportunity at a championship of their choice at WrestleMania. But now, folks, it's time for your main event of the evening here tonight live at Takeover Deadline. Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, NXT title in line right here, right now. What a awesome night it's been. But it's going to be even more awesome because we're still not done. We've got one more fight on the list tonight. One more match on the agenda, and it's the big one. NXT title hanging in the balance. And here comes the number 1 contender, the Moscow Mauler, the Mad Dragon, the Tsar, Ilya Dragunov. Former NXT Cruiserweight Champion is this man. Defeating JD McDonough and Dragon Lee to win the gold, pinning the champion JD at Great American Bash to win that championship. But he lost on the May 7th edition to Santos Escobar, who earlier on tonight lost to Dirty Dominic Mysterio, making Santos' Cruiserweight title reign 101 days. But it was Dragunov who was able to defeat Keith Lee last week on NXT to earn the opportunity at the one-on-one NXT title shot right here, right now, tonight for the NXT Gold. And it was this past week on NXT where Carmelo Hayes' hand-picked opponent Trick Williams brought the fight to Dragunov in the opening contest of that event from East City, New Jersey, or East Garden City, New York, rather, as Dragunov was able to defeat Trick Williams and that one. Dragunov more than ready, to say the least, to take the NXT Championship away from the hands of Carmelo Hayes. And let's not forget who will have a close eye on this contest. The winner of the men's Deadline Gauntlet from earlier on tonight, the Archer of Infamy and the Judgment Day representative, Damian Priest. Damian Priest, the last member of the Judgment Day who is yet to win a championship. JD McDonough, a former Cruiserweight champ. Dominic Mysterio, now a Cruiserweight champ. Finn Balor over on Raw, former US champion. Damian Priest yet to do so. He could be the next NXT champion. But he has lost to both these superstars. He's lost to Ilya Dragunov in a Money in the Bank qualifying match before TakeOver Battleground. And he lost to Carmelo Hayes in a random episode of NXT all the way back in the start-ish of the series. I believe in the early 20s episodes of NXT. We're now in episode 249. And here comes Carmelo Hayes now, ladies and gentlemen. 3 successful defenses of his NXT Championship after cashing in at TakeOver Vengeance Day against Gunther. Cashing in his NXT Money in the Bank contract, of course, that he won at TakeOver Battleground in the match that also included Ilya Dragunov, of course. He defeated Gunther to retain the gold in the NXT following. Defeated Trick Williams, his best friend, after giving him an opportunity. After Trick didn't earn it right enough against Logan Paul. And then he defeated Gunther and Trick in a triple threat to hang on to that NXT Championship. Can he make it 4 for 4 and then maybe 5 for 5 against Priest and maybe beat Priest for the second time here in this series this week on NXT? We're going to have to wait and see who wins this one first, folks. The crowd ready for this one. That's what they're fighting for. A beautiful, prestigious, coveted NXT title on the line. Let's head to the ring now with the official ring introductions for the final 10 tonight. Alicia Taylor, take it away.
And his opponent from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 210 pounds, the NXT Champion, Carmelo Hayes.
Thank you, Alicia Taylor, for your final duty of the night. Carmelo Hayes getting a thunderous ovation, as is the challenger, Ilya Dragunov. What a main event this is going to be. First time ever encounter between these two superstars one-on-one. Of course, they shared the ring with each other in the men's NXT Money in the Bank ladder match. Back at NXT TakeOver Battleground, Melo technically has won up against Ilya Dragunov since he won that matchup and cashed in at Vengeance Day. That was 71 nights ago, and of course, Melo Hayes with a 71-day reign as NXT champion. Rod Zapata, the NXT official, brought in to do the matchup for the main event tonight, and it's bell rung. Here we go. Melo Dragunov, the final match of Deadline tonight for the NXT Championship. Oh man, this is going to be fun. Dragunov, massive boot, almost took the head off the shoulders of Hayes. 71-day reign for Carmelo Hayes. Will it come to an end? Courtesy of the Mad Dragon, who just like Dirty Dominic Mysterio, may be a two-time champ here on NXT. Not holding the same title two times, but different championships. May hold two different titles here in this series. Dirty Dom with the North American and the Cruiserweight. Dragunov with the Cruiserweight and potentially the NXT title, but coming off the middle rope with a knee there. Melo moving up the way. You should wear knee pads there. And look at Melo. It's beautiful hip toss. It was this past week on NXT where Ilya Dragunov beat Trick Williams as Melo clotheslines him to the outside. Just like we will see tomorrow night in the Royal Rumble match. If Dragunov's in that, he's going to avoid being hit with that maneuver as Hayes. So big he'll off that top. If Hayes is in the Rumble tomorrow night, he's going to have to avoid doing that. Tope con heel over the top rope. If you do that, you eliminate yourself, Carmelo. Don't be doing that. That's if they are in the Rumble, that is. But Melo Hayes on the apron. Big forearm on Dragunov. Goes back in as the champion Hayes. Springboards and middle rope. Clothesline. Down goes Ilya. Crashing and Barnes right on the chest of Dragunov. Oh, big. Shot there. Knife edge. More knife edge by Dragunov and a boot to the face again of Hayes. And trying to wear down and slow down the pace of this one is Dragunov with the best move in all professional wrestling. That will do the trick. That neck crack by Ilya. This one going to be a fun one here. Beautiful senton by Dragunov coming up short in the second one. That time is Hayes. Hayes ran in now. Hayes, beautiful float over the DDT. Like I was saying, Dragunov this past week in NXT getting past Melo's best friend Trick Williams. His trick was handpicked by Melo to take on Dragunov in the opening contest. Dragunov getting the win in that one, and Dragunov selecting Cesaro to face Carmelo Hayes in the main event of that episode. Of course, Cesaro, the former NXT North American champion, and the man who defeated Ilya Dragunov in the very first episode of NXT, in the very first main event, in the very first round of the NXT Championship Tournament to crown the inaugural champ. But look at that tope suicida by the challenger Dragunov. That's why Dragunov selected Cesaro, but Hayes was able to defeat Cesaro in that contest and may lose here to Ilya Dragunov. Both these men may not be 100% following their warm-up this past week on NXT, but they're certainly bringing the fight. Big knee off the top this time connected. Didn't get it earlier, got it this time. But not enough for the three, only a 2 count. Hayes able to kick out, but now he goes after the knee. Trying to soften up the champion Hayes. Nice kick by Ilya Dragunov, trying to grab him there. Dragunov missing that knife edge. Hayes able to block him once more. Nice shot in the midsection. Carmelo Hayes now grabbing him. And a Uranage by Hayes. And Carmelo Hayes in control, picking up the challenger out of the corner. Middle rope into the crossbody. My God, I'm getting so excited that I hit my elbow off the desk here. My Lord, that was not funny, and it was right in the funny bone, ironically enough. And look at this. Carmelo Hayes, round and pound offense, stomping away on Ilya Dragunov, and look at that from Ilya, running in, STO connecting, Ilya Dragunov, knife edge chop, look at Ilya, massive, spinning, maneuver there, spinning, knife edge chop, and again off the middle rope with that knee drop, and Dragunov, the twisting, spinning, flipping neck breaker cover for the NXT title. No. It's been a long night and it's going to be a long weekend. Tomorrow we've got the Rumble. We'll be in the road to WrestleMania as Hayes looks to be on the road to victory here. Cover to retain his NXT title. Baseball goes the challenger. 2 count Dragunov stays in it. Ilya surviving for now. But what action we're going to be seeing this coming week on NXT. Because I can announce to you all, ladies and gentlemen, hold on a minute, Hayes flying through the air. Slingshot, crossbody, taking out Ilya Dragunov. But I can announce to you all, ladies and gentlemen, that coming your way this week on NXT. We know that Lyra Valkyria will defend her NXT Women's Championship as she has a rubber match, a score to settle, with NXT Women's Gauntlet winner, Raquel Rodriguez. Kick out by Dragunov off the springboard frog splash to the lower back by Carmelo Hayes. And Melo again this time. Oh, he missed that time. Dragunov getting to his feet. He's still in control at least for now, but let Dragunov, massive clothesline by Ilya. Nice days. Big massive shot by Dragunov. Got him against the ropes now. Forearm now on Hayes. Another forearm and another one connecting. And a Dragunov bridging German cover. Shoulders down. 2 count kick out by Melo. Carmelo Hayes so close to dropping the title. And there's Ilya Dragunov off the ropes. There come the new champ off the ropes. Rebound there with a clothesline. Saw that multiple times. It's Graham some great success. Will I give him success here? New champion kicked out. The winner of this will battle Damian Priest this coming week on NXT for the NXT Championship. As Priest won the Deadline Gauntlet from the men's side. Earlier on tonight as Hayes flies in. Massive clothesline off the springboard from the inner rope there. Matt Riddle will be in action this coming week on NXT. He'll be going one-on-one with Karrion Kross. And finally, we can tell you all, folks, that the NXT Cruiserweight title on the line. Santos Escobar wasting no time getting his rematch for the NXT Cruiserweight title. He challenges Dirty Dom and looking to get his title back to become a 2-time NXT Cruiserweight champion. This coming week on NXT, he challenges Dom for the goal, but this time it's Hayes with a bridging German suplex. But Hayes, the Dragon will get his feet on the rope as we get back to this main event matchup. All that and so much more this coming week on NXT. But Hayes top rope went for nothing, but then Hellcat powerbomb out of midair. Powerbomb by Dragunov. A massive counter by Ilya off the ropes. The torpedo mask out by the challenger. Oh my, what a sequence. Cover. Ilya for the title. Leg hook, shoulders down. 2 count. Dragunov. No, not yet. Not the champion, my lord. Wow, not over yet. Holy smokes, man. What a physical battle between these two. Physical superstars. Physical specimens. Dragunov out of the corner. No, went for the H-bomb. He's getting his boot up that time. Back and forth action. He's caught him in the midsection. Hooks him in now. He's to retain the NXT title. Suplex color combination. He's covers. To walk out still the champ. The face Priest for the title. Let's come a week on NXT to near fall. Oh my god. And Ilya, oh my. Victory roll to get the victory. To steal a new champion near fall again. Oh my lord, and then Carmelo Hayes clothesline, trying to get a flurry of offense, second clothesline connecting, catching the leg of Dragunov, and sweeping the other one down goes the Mad Dragon. What a first time ever encounter with the NXT title on the line. First 48 by Hayes. Cover on the Mad Dragon, leg hook, shoulders down, scoring 2, not over just yet. No, not over. And now Carmelo Hayes there. Metal rope. Again with a moonsault springboard style on Dragunov. Cover a table. Let's do it. 2 count. Oh, and again a kick out by the Mad Dragon once more. And now it's Carmelo at the corner this time. And again, big splash. Hayes is doing everything he possibly can. But Dragunov gets to his feet again and running STO. Another star now. Big massive senton. Another massive senton. Picks up Carmelo Hayes. Irish whip gonna send him into the corner now. Oh Jesus. Going after the leg. He was targeting it earlier on. He's targeting it again. Dragon screw sends him back into the centre of the ring. Trying to wear down the leg and wear down that champion Hayes. Massive knee, right at the top of the head by Carmelo there. Hayes runs in, Schoolboy to retain the title, rope saving Ilya Dragunov. It's saved Ilya earlier on with a slingshot, or the springboard, not the springboard, rather the moonsault. Not even the moonsault, the German suplex. Where the hell am I getting all them from? Jesus Christ. It's been a long night, folks. Bear with me, but Dragunov, beautiful. Running uppercut in the corner on Carmelo, who's with the NXT title on the line. But Dragunov was saved with the bridging German suplex with the ropes. He was saved moments ago with a roll-up. And now Dragunov not looking to save Hayes. Hayes will not be saved here in the corner. We've saw this before from the challenger. Blowing him a kiss goodbye. And the kiss goodbye for his title reign. Coast to coast by Ilya. Drop kick from one side of the ring to the other. And the corner now goes the Czar for the NXT title. Flying in with the H-bomb. Covered by Dragunov for the gold. Well, that's do it. Leg hook, shoulders down. Scores 2 for the title. And a kick out by Hayes. You have got to be kidding me. He is him indeed. For kicking out of his fourth defense of the goal, but will it be a successful fourth defense? Dragunov's top rope senton by the Czar. A challenger feeling the effects. He's bitten to his feet. Massive clothesline by Melo, however. Unreal offense by Hayes, and now Carmelo Hayes setting up Ilya Dragunov. A massive DDT by the champion, dropping Dragunov on the top of his head. He may have busted him wide open. You gotta imagine Damian Priest is watching on in this matchup, licking his wounds, recovering, resting, and seeing who he'll face for the title. And seeing if he can actually win this time. Nothing but net by Hayes to retain 2 count. Down a kick out by Ilya. You're serious? My days, man. Kick out again, and nothing but net by Melo Hayes. Melo massive shot in the midsection. Here we go. This is what the crowd want live. Sold out tonight at NXT Takeover Deadline in Indianapolis, Indiana. Back and forth action. We've got a slugfest on deck tonight for the NXT title on the line. Damian Priest watching on. He'll face the winner of this one. He lost a ball from the past. He's going to be training harder, see if he can beat them this time with the NXT title on the line. This coming week on NXT. Dragunov, big haymaker there. He's fighting back, no cut by Ilya. Ilya again, massive shot, back and forth action. Trading blows, trading shots in Indianapolis. 1 night removed from the Royal Rumble Premium Live Event. And there we go, hockey fight here between these two men. And this first time ever one-on-one encounter for the NXT title tonight in your main event of Deadline. Dragunov in control. Power bomb to Hayes. It's over. Dragunov for the NXT title in the corner now, setting up, getting the crowd rowdy. Here he goes. Torpedo and a scout in the corner. Come on. Leg hook, shoulders down for the title. 2 count on. Kicked out again by Hayes. Melo, don't miss, man. It's not just a catchphrase. It's a way of life. And somehow he's still hanging on. What the hell Dragunov doing now? Anything it takes to win, it seems. A new maneuver out of the arsenal from the Mad Dragon. A stretch muffler trying to tap out Hayes and become the new NXT champion tonight in the main event. Rod's a part of the NXT official right there. Will Hayes tap out or submit or pass out due to the pain, causing Dragunov to become the brand new NXT champion? Oh, but Hayes hanging on. Rod's a part of waving it off. Massive shots upside the top of the head of the Mad Dragon Ilya. Melo Hayes creating that separation he desperately needed. And out face first goes Ilya. He's already a crimson mass. And he may be even worse after that. He's not done. Top rope to seal the deal. Retain the gold. Message sent to Priest. Nothing but net times 2 to Ilya. Cover to retain. Leg hook, shoulders down. Scores 2. Carmelo Hayes is still the NXT champion. What a matchup in your main event. And what a matchup it's going to be this coming week on NXT. It's set. Second matchup between Carmelo Hayes and Damian Priest. Melo won the first one in a random ass match on NXT, but this time it's going to be main event in this edition of NXT coming up. With the NXT title on the line as Melo defends for the 5th time against the men's gauntlet deadline winner from earlier, Damian Priest. But what a matchup there, folks, and what a show it's been. Thank you very much for joining us. That's all we have time for tonight live at NXT Takeover Deadline. Join us tomorrow for the Royal Rumble PLE and all the weekly shows after this coming week. You don't want to miss it. And we'll see you then. Until then, though, folks, take it easy, take care, and we'll see you soon. Peace!